Tonight's program is rated R. Parental discretion is advised.
Welcome to GJK Kingdom. Welcome. I am Ajani the Exposer, and y'all have now been exposed by the Exposer. I appreciate it. And enjoy. I am called Ajani the Exposer. You guys are being exposed today.
Your opinion, I guess.
Move on from it. It was the 90s. That's it, bro. Move on from that. You don't know history. You don't know basketball. You just told me I'm stupid. But look how stupid you look because you don't know
I know all this
basketball. You don't know history. You don't know jamming. You don't know schematics. You don't know coaching. You don't know scouting. You don't know drafting. You don't know nothing but that Michael Jordan's great because the media said you that. So told you to say that. I know that is recorded, and you are officially being exposed by the Exposer, and you're going to sit there like a man and take this just like Buddy did 2 weeks ago.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey, get your numbers out. I had to get my numbers out.
And young players, it's a good group. Where? Oh, beware of that. Kalel, the chip team. Kalel where? For 3. 9 minutes to play. Yeah! Kalel Ware with a block shot.
Coming from the weak side this time. The initial defender ties up the Charlotte player there, gets him to commit early. And that's Stevens coming across. So there's Ware coming from the weak side. That's the timing I talked about, and just clean.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to another Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. Tonight's a special Friday Night Exposure because we have the Miami Heat season about to kick off, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know we do it big here, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of the channel. Again, this is the GOAT James Kingdom platform where we go live every Friday night. I'm your host, Ajani the Exposer. We do this right here to talk the game of basketball because I'm a real basketball fan. As you guys can see, I'm a big-time Miami Heat fan, and I have a special program here on GOAT James Kingdom where I do the Heat Hour, where I started that last year, and this year I'm going to continue it, where we talk about the Miami Heat because I'm a big-time Heat fan, and we have a big NBA season coming up here with a lot of things that we need to discuss. But we're going to have a great show today. Not only are we going to discuss the Heat Hour on GJK, we're also going to have a Pee Wee Herman versus the Exposer debate. Because Pee Wee Herman has been running his mouth out aloud, and we all know Pee Wee Herman needs to be checked because he thinks he's some kind of specialist in talking the game of basketball. We're going to see it. So today we're going to have a debate where Herm's going to debate me about this fanboy thing he loves to bring up about fanboys, where he cooked fanboys. He's going to explain to us what a fanboy is and why it's bad to be a fan in the game of basketball. I never understood that because, as you can see, I'm a big-time Miami fan. And for all of you guys who do not know who Pee Wee Herman is, this is exactly who Pee Wee Herman is.
What's your name, kid?
Pee Wee Herman.
All right, so now y'all know what's about to go down. So we're going to have a great show, and we're going to enjoy ourselves because there will be a debate very shortly here, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to talk about how I'm a big-time Heat fan before we get to that. And on top of that, we also got a special segment where we're going to talk about what would be your starting 5 favorite players of all time. Not the greatest players, not the best players, not the best shooter, the best ball handler, the best defender. No. Your favorite players, your starting 5 favorite players, and I got some GOAT James Kingdom members who are going to come up and give us their starting 5 favorite players of all time, and I also got mine as well. But we are going to have a good conversation and talk about the Miami Heat because, ladies and gentlemen, I've been a Heat fan for a very, very long time. And I love my Miami Heat, which is why I talk the game of basketball, and I know the game of basketball the way I do because I've been watching the Miami Heat for a very long time. And when we're talking about the Miami Heat, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about an elite team. That's what we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have a good roster. We are going to be a very good team this year. We're going to be healthy this year. So the Miami Heat, with this starting 5, with Terry Rozier, Now, Alec Burks, I think, will be an actual starter, and that will be a good thing because I believe Tyler Hero will be our sixth man. But we could always alternate Alec Burke with anybody else. But we also got Hemi Butler. All right, y'all know about Buckets. Jimmy Buckets is still that dude, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. Then we got Nikolai Jovic. I call him Nico. Everybody know this is a young man who's stepping up. He has great potential. Great potential, and it's about time we start seeing it. He is a great player. We're going to start seeing some great things out of Jovic this year. Then we also got Bam. Y'all know how I feel about Bam. He's the best defender in the league right now. I've been telling y'all about that. So we got that. Then we got Hero as our sixth man with the reserve team of Jaquez Jr. Then we got Highsmith coming in. Then we got Duncan Robinson. Also got Josh Richardson coming off the bench. So we have actually a great lineup. And then we got Khalil Ware, which you guys just saw. This young rookie is going to make an impact his first year. So this is the Heat roster. This is my team. This is what I'm rooting for. This is what I do big time watching the Heat. I watch them all the time. I love watching the Heat play the game. But there's going to be three key factors and three key players to why the Heat are going to have a successful season this year and why we're going to win 50 games and we're going to be either the 4th or 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, if not better than that. We're going to make a run for the finals and definitely make a run for the championship. And I will explain it further. Because when we're talking about Jimmy Buckets, it's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. This dude is the dude. A lot of people like to say that we are wasting our time with him, that he might not even be on our roster at the end of the year. It don't matter. This man was balling last year. He's been with us for 5-6 years now. We're going to keep him. He's not going nowhere. He is a Heat lifer. This is a part of the culture. Having him on our roster is going to help us win a championship. Jimmy has a lot to prove this year. He wants an extension. He wants another contract. But giving us 21.5 rebounds, 5 assists on 50% shooting over 40% from the three-point line. He played 60 games. That's good enough for me. He could probably play some more, but I really need him in the playoffs, which is where we really need Jimmy because he's very clutch. That's why we call him Hemi Buckets. But we don't need Jimmy during the regular season because we got the real true dog on the Miami Heat, the real true culture setter, the true anchor of everything that we do. That's Bam Adebayo. And this year, he's going to have to make a step up and show everybody that he can do what he has to do because he had a great season last year. But I think it's about time he takes over the reins as an offensive player because he took about 14 shots per game last year. This year, I want to see that go up to about 16 to 17 shots. If he could take 18 shots per game, that'd be better. Because we need that from Bam Adebayo. But his 19, 10, and 4 as far as the assist goes. But we already know what he does on the defensive side. He's an elite defender. All defensive team, perennial all defensive team selections. He was on the all defensive first team last year. Bam is without a doubt one of the best defenders in today's NBA. I say he's the best. But the reason he's going to have a better season and the reason the Heat are going to have the season that I expect is because the true key factor is going to be Terry Rozier. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Rozier was traded for last year before the trade deadline. Everybody said that we should have made moves during the offseason, which I do agree, but this was the move that we made for our team to make our team better. We needed a lead guard. We needed that guy who can actually facilitate and get our offense going. We didn't have that last year. That's why we struggled throughout the season and we struggled throughout the playoffs. If Terry Rozier is fully healthy and we have him doing the things that he can do, he will definitely help Bam Adebayo average about 22 to 23 points per game, be more efficient. He can get his assist up because right now he averaged about 4.5 assists with the Heat, but he can get that up to 6.5. He can get that up to close to 7. He has Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. He has shooters everywhere. He got guys he can get lobs to like Ware and Bam. So he's going to be able to get a lot of great looks as far as getting the offense going, and he's going to be the key component, the number one key component because everybody else knows what to do. It's finally if we're going to be able to see what Terry Rozier can do for the Miami Heat. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, if we have this type of season that I think we're going to have with the Miami Heat, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make the NBA Finals. And I've been telling you guys this for a very, very long time because I've been a big-time Heat fan. I've been telling people it's going to be Biscayne in June. That is nothing new with me. This is nothing new when I'm telling y'all about Biscayne in June. If you don't know what Biscayne in June means, again, ladies and gentlemen, Biscayne Boulevard is where we have our parade, and it happens in June, the same year that we win a championship. This is nothing new. I've been doing this well before you guys knew about YouTube, well before these YouTube streets. This is my Instagram. This is me just posting stuff about my Miami Heat. This is 2013. You see the date. I've been repping the Miami Heat since then. This is when we almost lost this series. This is when we was down 3-2. And I told people I'm still going to a parade on Monday because I knew my Heat were going to pull it out. And they actually did, because this is me and my son and my homeboy at the parade in 2013, 4 days later, that Monday, on Biscayne Boulevard in June with a celebration. Because that's what I do. When you're a basketball fan, you have a team that you root for. And you get to go through the ups and downs of watching that team do everything that they do. And I've been a Heat fan for a very long time. I've been through all the struggles and I've seen all the glory. But I've been a Heat fan for a very, very long time. And I'm not going to stop being a Heat fan because I like the game of basketball. It's a great game. It's been a great game. In fact, I was recently at a game last year. I got to see the GOAT play. I got to see LeBron James play. A lot of y'all who claim to be fans of the game of basketball, well, we all know you just a zesty Jeffrey. You never saw Michael Jordan play in person. You probably never saw Kobe play in person. But you want to talk about people who are fans of the game of basketball and go to the games and spend their hard-earned money, who are invested in watching the game of basketball. This is y'all problems. This is why GOAT James Kingdom have to exist. Because as a LeBron James fans, we got a chance to watch his whole career. While none of y'all got a chance to watch your GOAT's career. None of y'all. Anybody who y'all say is the GOAT, y'all didn't get a chance to watch their career. But we got a chance to watch LeBron James' career. And I've been able to do it because I'm a Heat fan. I'm a Heat fan. I've been a Heat fan for quite some time. I'm not afraid to say it. Because that is what sports is about. It's about liking the sport. It's about having a team to root for. And in basketball, it's okay to be a player fan because people like Chilltown or people like B. Lee are actually fans of players. And they watch the game based on the players that they're interested in watching. But they have a vested interest in watching the game night in and night out. So when we're talking about the game of basketball, you got to be a fan of the game of basketball. You can't make fun of people because you're not a fan of the game of basketball, or make fun of people because they are Heat fans or they're Laker fans or they're Boston fans or they're New York Knicks fans. These are real NBA fans. Who are you to make fun of them? So as a Miami Heat fan, I look forward to watching all the games. And when I get to watch all the games, guess what? Who I get to see? Just like I just watched them play against Charlotte, I get to see LaMelo Ball play. I get to see Miles Bridges play. I get to see Brandon Miller play. I get to see it in person because I'm watching my Heat play. I wonder if there's some fans out here that claim to be fans that don't even watch the games. We know they don't watch the games. So every week, what I will be doing is I will be showing up and doing the Heat Hour on Mondays. It won't be a live show. It'll be a recorded show. It'll be a pre-recorded show, and we'll discuss the Miami Heat and what the Heat do. That'll be every Monday on the GOAT James Kingdom channel. I'll make sure to have that posted up at 8 p.m. sharply. And then you guys can come up and discuss basketball with a real basketball fan. Because that's what I am. I'm a basketball fan. I love the game of basketball. I've loved it for a very long time, since I was a child. And we're going to have more discussions about that because that's what we do best. So y'all make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. Shout out to everybody that's on the FYF panel. We doing big things here. Y'all can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over the place. We're going live right now on IG. We're also going live on our Facebook account. So shout out to everybody who supports us in GOAT James Kingdom because we do big things. We don't do little things. We're real content creators because we're real basketball fans. We actually like the game of basketball. We appreciate the game of basketball. We watch the game of basketball. Not like these other guys who claim to want to talk and they be out here in these YouTube streets. Oh yeah, it's very, very common to hear people talk about the game of basketball. They don't have a fan or of any team to root for. Nothing of the sort. It's very simple for them to do that when they don't have an actual team. But they out here in these YouTube streets talking a lot. We're going to find out though. But obviously today, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I do this every Friday night right here on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We're also streaming live on FYF Sports Debate. I was giving y'all my Heat rundown because my Miami Heat is about to make a run for the NBA Finals. It's about to be another great season for my Miami Heat because we're going to win the championship. It's going to be Biscayne in June. That is where and when we celebrate the Heat championship down here in Miami. And I know because I've been to one. I've been there. I've seen it. Like they like to say, I got the eye test. I was there. I seen it. I've been there, done that, like a real NBA fan. So we don't have to have no conversations about why Ajani likes to talk the game of basketball. Why Ajani out here always talking like he's a basketball expert. Maybe because I am. Maybe because I am. Because I've been a fan for 30 years of my life. Maybe because I am. How about that? So I'm going to bring up some folks here. We're going to have some fun because we're going to discuss some real fun things about being a fan of basketball. We're going to talk about starting five. So we're going to get Ishmael is in the building. Shout out to you, Ishmael. I see you here. Thank you for joining me.
What's up, Ajani?
Yeah, we get the other two gentlemen involved and we can have some fun. So if you out there casual and if you out there sturdy, I am ready for you, sir. And we can have some fun and we can have a conversation. So let's start off with you, Ishmael, man. Thank you for joining me again. It's a great Friday night exposure with the Exposer. Are you a fan of any basketball team or are you just fan of players?
Mostly I am a fan of the players because I just enjoy it. I used to be a Miami Heat fan when I was younger too. But I stopped being a fan of a certain team and I just enjoy looking at basketball in general. So I watch all teams that satisfies my experience.
That's what you should be doing, especially if you're a fan of a player, because that means you watch that player go around, and especially if you got a couple players you like, that's dope. That's dope. Shout out to you, Casual. Thank you for joining me. Y'all know to follow Casual and Vanity Sports. Go ahead and plug in your show, brother. Let everybody know.
Vanity Sports for Baseball on YouTube every Sunday, basketball and football exclusively. We also got a wrestling show that has been popping on Tuesdays, so check us out over there. Personally, I have a YouTube channel, A Casual Sports Fan. I'm supposed to be dropping a video later on this weekend, so just tap in and stay tuned.
No doubt, no doubt. That's good. Yeah, y'all make sure to subscribe to that channel, like, and make sure you hit that ring notification. You know when they drop new videos. He definitely does a show every Sunday night with the Vanity Sports. So shout out to you, brother. You a real basketball fan, and I appreciate you stepping up on a Friday night with me to have this conversation about your starting five favorite players. So we're just waiting on Sturdy here. Sturdy is the last gentleman to pop up, and we can get the conversation going. But let's do this though. Let's start with you, Ishmael, because I didn't get a chance to get your graph. I don't know if you got a chance to do that for him, Casual.
Yeah. I sent it to you. It's in your email.
You sent it to me. It's in my email. All right, let me see here. I didn't get it. Okay, here
I can resend it to you.
No.
Yeah.
We got it. We got it.
Nice.
Oh, yeah,
There we go.
It's here. Yeah, we are doing this here. So let's start off with you, Ishmael. What made you a Miami Heat fan?
It's just Dwayne Wade specifically since when he came from Marquette, and I did like Lamar Odom and the way he was playing. Like I did like the culture of like the kind of like the street ball type of thing that's carried into the NBA. Guys that had like mad handles, and then when I saw Dwayne Wade, he was one of the smoothest basketball players I've seen. And then when Shaq came on the team for that trade, at that point I just became a Miami Heat fan, and it was at the perfect time frame, just because they just won a championship in 2006. Yeah, I remember that starting five, and many players. Patrick Riley was the coach. Jason Williams, they call him White Chocolate. Antoine Walker, Udonis Haslem, and then Alonzo Mourning. He was a backup center. Yeah, that was a great team. Yeah.
Man, you bringing back some memories. You are bringing back some memories for sure with that one. So what made you stop being a Heat fan? Then what stopped you?
I just feel like I didn't. It's just like.
He's a fraud. He's a fraud, Johnny.
I just stopped. I stopped probably around 2017-ish. I would say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
Ain't that the year that D-Wade left to go to the Bulls?
What time?
Nah. It ain't like that.
So Wade was really the reason why and stuff like that. I don't blame you
That's
because
what it feel like.
Wade was that dude. Trust me, man. Wade did a lot of great things, man. He did a lot of great things in that Heat uniform. I witnessed it in person. I've seen Wade play countless times, and I will be there for the statue unveiling as well. And I'm trying to get tickets for the game for his game jersey retirement as well. They're retiring his jersey this actual year as well. So I can't wait for that. So let's go to Casual right quick while we wait for Sturdy before we do the starting five. Casual,
Yes, sir.
what team do you root for, or do you just root for players?
I'm a Bucks fan primarily.
Okay.
At heart currently. But when I first started watching basketball back in 2011, I started off as an OKC fan.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
It primarily came from, so me and my friend, we got into basketball around the time. See, all right, let me full disclosure chat. Ajani, so like you have to realize, guys like me, we just with 2011, he was like 15 years in. That was like my NBA birth date. So like I became a fan around that time, and so we were just looking for like teams to root for, and KD and Westbrook and Harden, and like they were just jumping off of the screen with KD scoring versatility. My friend is like 6'4", and so like he wanted to mimic his game after him, and so for me. I'm looking at Westbrook. I'm like, that's probably as close as I get because I'm 6'2", he's 6'3". Nowhere near his athleticism, but just watching them play, and especially the following year, them making it all the way to the finals, it just made that fandom, that love affair, just like that much more potent. All the way up until I want to say 2018, it just got to a point where I could not, stand by and watch what the OKC Thunder like roster was turning into, and even further what Westbrook was doing to his legacy at that point.
That hurts. Yeah, that hurts, man. It's hard, especially with the NBA, man, because you end up liking teams because of players, and then that team ends up doing something, several years down the line. So I get you, man. I get you. So now you're rooting for the Bucks, you said, right? That's the team you root for?
Yes, I started much like right now what I'm doing for Detroit and Charlotte. That was Milwaukee for me. Milwaukee was my young team that I was watching because Giannis hadn't really stepped out in 2017 yet. It wasn't until the next year in which he turned into like a All NBA caliber player, and so I was just watching them here and there, and they just looked like they were progressing into like being like an actual like threat in the Eastern Conference. And then once I left from OKC, I just fully like flourished into like my Bucks fandom. Chris Middleton was my guy. I was actually high on Eric Bledsoe until the end. I was like, oh shoot, we can get Drew Holiday. Oh yeah, kick him out. But up until then, I was like, nah, I'm riding with the Bucks. I think they could win a championship every year. So like that's really where I am now. But it started out the same way I am with Detroit and Charlotte right now.
All right, no doubt. I got you on that. I got you. We got Sturdy in the building. Shout out to you, Sturdy. Thank you for joining us. We were talking about my Miami Heat and how I became a Heat fan. But are you you don't have a team? Do you root for a team? You're a player fan, right? Am I correct?
No. Currently, and been like for years now, I haven't been neither a player or a team fan. But I used to, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? There was certain players, that was while I was a little kid, I was a Heat and a Steelers fan. To be exact.
That was back in 75, wasn't it? That was back in 75, right?
No. And the reason why I was the reason I was Steelers fan because of Troy Polamalu and Harrison. And then so doing more research on the team, they had a black head coach. They were a defensive-minded team, and I won a lot when I'm on Madden. So that's why Steelers was my team back in the day. And the Heat was tricky because I was a Shaq fan, but one of the many reasons I'm a Shaq fan because one, that style of play, I was a fan of like bruisers back in the day, like the Brock Lesnar's, like Hulk and shit like that, like strong niggas, and Shaq was the epitome of that in terms of dominating force in the league. And on top of that too, he did a lot of community work in my hometown, Orlando. And so when he went to Miami, him and his mother did something personal for my family. So that gave me one of the many reasons why I like Shaq. So that's why I became a Heat fan. at back in that time. But then I would say when when I graduated high school, I'm like, I'm not feeling this team or player thing no more because I realized like I don't have to follow a team or a player to enjoy the game. So
that's very interesting. That's very
I got one
interesting.
more. The reason I also like the Heat because NBA 2K 6 and 7 with Shaquille O'Neal on the cover. You just remind me of Heat. And so that's
I remember that one. I remember Shaquille on the cover. Yeah, I was so happy when we got Shaq. Oh, that was another big time moment as a Heat fan. That was just big time. So let's get right to it because we do got Herm in the background. Shout out to Pee Wee Herman. We about to have a great show here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have some fun. So let's start off with you, Sturdy, and then we'll go to Ishmael and Casual. We're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, our starting 5 favorite players that ever played the game for us. Now, Sturdy is a man of his own will. He's going to let us know why he has these guys as his top 5 starting favorite players of all time. Plus, he'll give us a 6-man and 2 reserves. So go ahead, Sturdy, and explain this and explain how great this team is.
Well, we went under certain parameters and contingencies for this particular starting 5. So this not make our teams overpowered. But like I already said before, I was a Shaq fan. I already explained that already. UD kind of obvious, same thing, but two-way player. He did a lot of underrated things for the Miami Heat. Him and Wade essentially came in the league together. So, and the fact that even from a young kid, even on, like you saw the passion and the hustle on his sleeve when he played during the game. That what made me like UD. Rashard Lewis, in my opinion, was like one of the most underrated players coming up. Like from Seattle to Orlando, we're talking about one of the most underrated shooters of the game, and had underrated moments of playing good defense too. And he played with some of the greatest players of all time. But like the reason why I preferred his game too, because I had a lot of luck winning NBA Live. I'm be honest with you. Like when I pick Orlando, and he was one of the most easiest players for me to shoot from. That's why Rashard Lewis is that my small forward. Tony Allen. Here's the thing. Tony Allen, when you able to make a name as a player, and it's not the quote unquote flashy way, the most appealing way, that's Tony Allen. He did it through his defense. Like from watching it from little to now, like to pick up the nuances and the fact that he had that much of an impression on other teams' best players, that stuck out to me a lot. And Penny, since I was a kid, multiple people from VHS, from VCR tapes and whatnot, they have multiple games recorded of Penny Hardaway. Like there's like a prior generation from mine, a lot of people care about Penny. And if you watch his highlights and go back and watch himself, there's a reason why he was cold. I'm talking about a 6'5" point guard, got handles, the post up, was athletic, and could pass like no other. And on top of that, too, in my humble opinion, and this is just purely opinionated, and if he did not get hurt, that man would be a top 8 point guard of all time. Real talk. But that's my starting 5 in terms of like favorite players. I think they're all dynamic and they're all unique in their own way.
Are you muted?
That's a good lineup. I can't front. That is a good lineup. I like that. Let's get your take on that lineup. What you think of Ishmael? What do you think of Sturdy's lineup?
I think that's pretty cool that each of the players are pretty unique to him and in favor into how he views a game of basketball. So, I mean, that's not bad. I think it's not like you said, it's not about the fact that who's gonna win or whatnot. It's just in what players speaks to you and why you are a fan of basketball. So,
all right, yeah, that's true, man. That's a good lineup. I can't front. That's a good lineup. You got Shaq, you got Penny, you got some defenders, you got some outside shooting with Rashard Lewis, you got the hustle player and Udonis. So who would be your 6-man Sturdy and 2 other guys you would take off the bench?
The other 2 guys I'm thinking of right now, but like the 6-man is definitely Lamar Odom. I remember as a little kid, like they somebody recorded. So it was on YouTube. Like he was at the Rucker, and that's the first time I ever seen someone like do a God sham God between someone's legs. And we talking about a dude who was able to do that. And like this dude was like 6'8", bro.
6'11". He was like 6'10", 6'11", though. Them dudes be lying to be shorter just so they can play a different position. Cause you ain't gonna believe a 7-footer could dribble like that.
I don't even know no more. But like the fact that you said it stuff, like for a guy that tall to be that coordinated with that type of handle, like
yes,
he could do everything. For everybody who remember Lamar Odom on the court, he could do everything. Pass, play defense, help on interior boards. There's a reason why Phil Jackson said like he believed that 2009, 2010 iteration of the Lakers he believed they ran the triangle the most smoothly, the smoothest, because not only you had Kobe and Paul, who was multi-level scorers who can pass and play make too, it was also because of Lamar Odom as well. And that's the reason why he's my six-man favorite player of all time. The reserves, I'm not gonna lie, John, I don't know on top of my head right now, but I do underrated James Jones. Like I remember like he's one of those guys that rarely played, but when he did play, for some strange reason, he'll hit you like with 5 straight threes. Like it's like, and there's a reason why. Here's a fun fact for you LeBron fans out there. There's a reason why James Jones is the other player besides LeBron in the modern era to go to 8 straight consecutive finals. It's because LeBron said himself like he's an excellent teammate and an underrated communicator, and that's why he has a job with the Phoenix Suns in the front office membership. And I'll say my last reserve. Top of my head, it's tough. I'm gonna go with, I don't care, AK-47.
AK-47.
We talking about might be most underrated defender of all time. Literally, like that phrase. He can guard multi positions, guard 1 through 5, 1 through 4. That was him. Literally, like he can literally guard 1 through 4. I remember some tough series with the Lakers back in the day. I remember him locking up Paul Pierce, like T-Mac, like you name some of those greatest scorers of all time. They had a tough time against AK-47. And it's ironic too. Every time we do these fantasy drafts for 2K, I always pick him. But that's my other reserve coming off the bench for favorite.
Facts. I like AK-47. He was definitely a good player. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a debate. Don't run nowhere. Pee Wee Herman is in the background. Hollywood Herm is in the building. We're going to bring him up. We're talking about our starting 5 favorite players. This was something that I had already set up before Pee Wee Herman started talking his mouth. So y'all can stay patient because it's Friday Night Exposure. Y'all ain't got nothing to do on a Friday night. Ain't no football. You ain't got a job. And you ain't got shit to do. So let's go ahead and continue. Let's let Ishmael give us his starting 5 because Ishmael also has a starting 5 favorite players. So go ahead, Ishmael, break down your starting 5 favorite players for those out there who talk trash about us basketball fans.
Yeah, so some of the players in my starting 5 and reserve is not just what I like, how a player played, but also for how they impacted the game of basketball and culture, and why I started watching more basketball more. So I started with Rajon Rondo. I always liked his game. He was a player in some aspects that a lot of people who I was surrounded by did not appreciate his game because he was not always the flashiest to some hoopers, but I thought that he was flashy in his ways and his passes and his ability to control the offense. And he was a guy that always hustled. I always appreciated guys that always hustled in the all throughout the court. And he drove to the basket a lot, despite the fact that he was the smallest guy on the court. Dwayne Wade, as you know, was my favorite player growing up. He was known as Mr. Flash, and he was always quick, and he had a decent mid-range. He was also one of the best guards shot blocking guards on the court. He brought the Miami Heat the first championship, and so I thought that was something that I was truly attracted to in terms of like his play on the court and his ability to win. Vince Carter was my brother's favorite player, but I always liked his game, his athleticism and his ability to always do those 360 layups is what I was attracted to. His game was very smooth. His jump shot was really nice. He was just an incredible player. He was like one of the most skillful players on the court. And so I was attracted to the fact that when he did that dunk in the Olympics, where he jumped over a guy that was over like 7 feet tall. I mean, he had some of the most amazing plays in basketball. Kevin Garnett is different because I always liked the fact that how funny it was that he would try to psych people out on the court and the intensity he brought on the court. And he was always incredibly focused on the defensive end. And he had great post moves. And he also was one of the several great big men or front court players that can shoot the long mid-range. And probably he would excel today if he had the chance to really shoot more three-pointers if he could. But he had a nice jumper. He was a great defensive player. He was a guy that hustled and grabbed the boards. And he always psyched players out with his intensity. LeBron James, I liked his game. I liked the fact that he was very entertaining in terms of his athleticism and his defense, especially around 2009. But mostly I have him here for the cultural aspect. To me, LeBron was very iconic coming into the league. I remember the Nike commercials when it came to I think it was some Japanese Nike commercials. I don't know if it was Japanese. I knew it was Asian, but it was a lot of Nike commercials. I went to some basketball camps at that time where it was featuring LeBron James. And then I was very young, really young at that time. And also the puppet commercials coming with Kobe Bryant and LeBron and stuff while he was in his first thing in Cleveland. I think, and also coming out of high school and being on Slam magazine with Sebastian Telfair and stuff. I thought those things were very iconic for the culture. And I think that stuff like that influenced me to really watch basketball. So yeah, that's my starting five.
Oh, indeed, bro. I like that, man. That's a good starting five. And who would be the sixth man coming off the bench?
Sixth man would be Joe Johnson, ISO Joe. That man's got incredible handles for his size. He can nice pull-up jumper. You can't get nothing wrong with that. I would for the other two or for the seventh man, I was fighting between Sebastian Telfair and Rafe Alston. Rafe Alston's a better playmaker. I always liked his game because he came from the street ball scene, and sometimes he would showcase his street ball moves on the basketball courts and really breaking people's ankles. While Sebastian Telfair, coming from New York and stuff, he can play street ball too. But I always enjoyed the fact that Sebastian Telfair was a hard worker. He drafted out of high school, one of the few teenagers that was on Slam magazine with LeBron James. And I think he did good for the culture of basketball. So that him, importantly, helped me really become a big fan of basketball from the fact that I saw what it's like to really work hard and make it as a teenager. So yeah.
Facts. Great job by you, man. Those are some good guys, man. I ain't gonna front. That's a good team. Once you got the GOAT on your roster, you're gonna go far. Especially with
typical
all those...
Ishmael.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. I don't care that Ajani didn't give no restrictions. Nigga, you cheated, Ishmael. You were cheating.
Well, he did give restrictions. He literally told us to do restrictions.
Well, I really said no. I said there was really no restrictions.
Yeah,
I really didn't, man.
See, Ishmael got Ajani and B Lee's private number. Like every time we do these setups recently, I noticed Ishmael been getting the upper hand. Cut it out, all right? This ain't the 80s. This ain't the 80s.
I told y'all, get your favorite players. You can see, listen, this is very important with GOAT James Kingdom. Another term I created was standing 10 toes down. You should be able to stand on your morals. If those are the players you like, then that's the players you like.
Yeah,
wait till you see the guys that I like.
Like what the fuck? Like come on.
This man told us 2 All-Stars, then 6-man reserves.
Yes. Like,
then now, all right, whatever. Listen, you really think I would choose? All right, bro, you got it.
But Ajani, you see what Ishmael doing? He over here laughing behind your back because he can't get him right now.
I swear to God,
he like a kid that's laughing behind the teacher's back.
But listen, he got a good lineup. He got a good lineup, and so
of course he got a good lineup.
You got Shaquille O'Neal and Penny, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you got Shaq.
2 All-Stars.
That is
you got Shaq.
2 All-Stars.
Rashard Lewis is an All-Star. Rashard Lewis is an All-Star.
Not while I was a fan of him. You see the jersey. He was an All-Star in the jersey.
He was an All-Star in Orlando.
Nah, we ain't talking about no sub-in. We're not talking about no sub-in. Not no replacement All-Star. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. When the commissioner picks you, nah, we ain't doing that.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to let Casual give his team up because Casual got a great team as well. So, Casual, let's get your team in because Pee Wee Herman just sent me a team. Shout out to Hollywood Herm. He sent me a team.
You want to read his over?
No, we're going to wait to the end. He got to wait to the end. He wasn't a part of this program. We've been doing this all week. Where was Herm? He was out here in these YouTube streets talking about GOAT James Kingdom. He wasn't out here worrying about starting five until we started with a great conversation. Now he want to be a fanboy. Huh. Okay.
All right, guys, keep it brief, bro. Herm got like 45 minutes left.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep it going. So this is Casual starting five. Go ahead, Casual. Explain yourself, brother, because you got some good guys here.
I chose Russell Westbrook because, as I said earlier in the show, Russell Westbrook is one of the guys from the Thunder back in the day that got me into watching basketball like on a consistent basis. Devin Booker, shout out to D Book. He's been somebody that if you've been paying attention to the crossover for like since the inception of the show, me and Sturdy have gone back and forth about how much I value Devin Booker's game, his transportability, his shot making, difficult or easy, his smooth game, him playing off ball, on ball. He can pretty much play in just about any system, and that's something that like I really admire about his game. Paul George is a person that and I chose specifically OKC Paul George. That was like the closest thing that I think I've ever gotten to seeing Paul George be his most complete self, both on the defensive end and the offensive end. And especially for a person like me who before 2019, I really didn't understand like the nuances of the game as far as like plays being made, the importance of floor spacing, whether it be the 3-point line or the mid-range shooting, and to see what Paul George was doing for us with teams that have like Terrence Ferguson getting like more than 25 minutes, like that speaks to how much impact he was having. I chose Serge Ibaka because Serge Ibaka was like the rim deterrence in the early 2010s for me. Like when I say Serge Ibaka was like, he was literally sending shots all the way to like the fifth row on like a game to game basis, to the point of where like I ain't gonna lie to you, our defense looked like that good in 2014 because of Serge Ibaka solely, because Kendrick Perkins and Steven Adams were not getting it done in the front line. And then Marc Gasol was the option. If I would have known Ishmael was going to cheat, obviously Sturdy, I would have chose Tim Duncan. But because I couldn't get Tim Duncan, because I felt like I would be doing y'all a disservice, I decided to go with the next best thing, in my opinion, which is Marc Gasol, a 7-footer who was very good in the post. On the offensive end and the defensive end. He was a very good shot blocker. Rebounder was serviceable. He wasn't the best, but especially for my time, the Memphis Grizzlies were the grit and grind Grizzlies, and they were like very, very stern when it came to the Western Conference. You had the San Antonio Spurs, you had OKC, and then you had the Memphis Grizzlies like somewhere in there battling with the Clippers for supremacy. So shout out to him. My reserves, let me go ahead and get this on out of here because we need Herm up here because I'm ready for the mess. Chat, I hope y'all ready for the mess because we ready for the mess. My first reserve, shout out to Kevin McHale. I got into watching older games. And as soon as I got to 80s and reading articles and watching games, which oddly enough for Celtics, it's sort of hard to find games that they don't win. But for Kevin McHale, specifically in 87, the man was a dog. An argument can be made. He was like, at times the second best, if not the best player on that team for the duration of his prime. I don't know how he gets disrespected so much in today's game. He would be like the equivalent of Anthony Davis. Kevin McHale was a defensive monster. He was a post. What would you say? What would you call him? Like, he was like a post savant with the way that he was able to like operate in the post. Very underrated.
Yeah.
Yes, very underrated. And then my last one that I'm gonna go with, forget it, Sturdy. I'm back on my Charlotte stuff. LaMelo Ball. Give me LaMelo Ball, man. Give me LaMelo Ball. I don't care.
He was balling the other night, boy. He was balling when he played against Miami. He's a baller, man. That kid got some swag, man. That kid got some swag. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Casual's top 5 starting 5 favorite players of all time. Herman is in the building. Shout out to you, Herm. we're going to get this debate going. I just want to give you guys my starting five right quick. I want to thank, first off, Sturdy, Ishmael, and Casual for their takes and their starting five. These are all great guys, but let me just give you mine, and we're going to matter of fact, let's let Herm get in. Shout out to Herm. Herm, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everybody know what's up, and give us your starting five so we can get to the debate right afterwards, brother. Go ahead.
Shout out to Go James Kingdom, even though I'm going to smoke them right quick. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Y'all hit that like button if y'all come in. And y'all donate to the show, man, and donate to the platform and support everybody, man. But my starting five, man, Penny Hardaway. I'm biased because I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, but that's my boy. That was my AAU coach. So Penny Hardaway be my starting point guard. Michael Jordan is my shooting guard. I got Scottie Pippen as my starting small forward. With my power forward, I got Dennis Rodman. And with my center, which will surprise you, but he's fourth in PER of all time, give me Anthony Davis as my center. My sixth man would be Jamal Crawford. And I guess my seventh guy, if I had a choice to get a seventh guy, man, then my seventh guy be Brandon Roy coming off that bench as well. So I'm telling y'all now, man, with my starter five, nothing but defense. We could be able to switch on everything. Guys probably won't even get past half court with the type of defense I have out there. So, man, just letting y'all know what it is, man. My starting five is straight defense. Guys, they can get their buckets as well. They're very athletic. They could cover the court very well. Man, I got a hell of a team, in my opinion, with my starting five.
Is that your favorite, Herm?
This is your favorite players, Herm? This is a good starting five, but this is your favorite guy.
Yeah,
these are your favorite players.
Herm?
That's his favorite, man.
No, shut up, Sturdy. Herm, is this your favorite, bro?
No, it's not my favorite
man.
But Penny Hardaway is actually my favorite player, though. Penny Hardaway is.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Pee Wee Herman for you. Told him give us his starting favorite players.
That'd be the problem with niggas, Sturdy. They can't follow directions.
I didn't hear that.
Ishmael trying to cheat.
I thought it was
Herm doing his own thing. Wait, man.
I thought it was the starting five and reserve that you watched play. And
Ajani, see, this is why you set up.
Why it got you to watch basketball too?
No, this is why I am who I am. First off, let me give a shout out to Ready Hood Sports for the super chat. Thank you as well. He says salute GJK FY in the chat, so he's giving y'all some love and some support. He says here I got Steph at number 1, Kobe Bryant, Scotty, LBJ, Akeem, Michael Jordan as my sixth man. I don't think you guys understand when we said your favorite players, not the best players.
Ishmael, that's my bad.
But he said I'll have Magic and Stephen. Like you guys out here picking you guys picking all-star team, not your favorite team.
Ishmael, you see how Herm threw you under the bus too?
No. I assume that though.
So here was the example, because see, and again, I want to thank you guys for helping me do this, because I wanted to bring this up. I wanted to have a conversation about my favorite guys, right? Because again, I'm a big-time Miami Heat fan, but I started off as a Charlotte Hornets fan. Little is it known, my favorite basketball player is Larry Johnson. Like, I was enamored with Larry Johnson as a kid. It was just something about the way he played the game. He just had this mean look about him, and he had that, that gold grill. Like, he was just ahead of his time. He was a big dude. He could slam. He was just, bullying people. And I like that. He was an underdog. He went to the Charlotte Hornets. So from there, I became a big-time Charlotte Hornet fan. So from there, I also liked the Duke at the time. I was a kid. So Duke was one of the big teams. If anybody know about the early 90s Duke team, you know how great they was. Well, eventually they had grabbed Grant Hill. And Grant Hill was a beast. And I fell in love with Grant Hill, but I did not fall with the Detroit Pistons because at that time, I was still an LJ fan. At that time, we had Alonzo Mourning, David Wingate, Dale Curry, Muggsy Bogues, all of this stuff. So I was a big-time fan of the Charlotte Hornets, and that's why you see Baron Davis on this list, because Baron Davis was the last of the last. After the Hornets left in 2001, I was done as a Hornet fan. I was 20 years old. I said, I'm done. I went to a Miami Heat game. I went to go see my first basketball game. This was when the Heat was horrible. And I said, this is fun. I couldn't believe how much fun I had at a regular basketball game, and it was different than watching it on television. I don't know if you've ever been to a basketball game, but if you go to a game, it's just a complete different experience. So from there, I became a Heat fan. So that's where you see Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade fall in at. Now, my reserve player would be Glenn Rice. That would be my. I love me some Glenn Rice. He was a sharp shooter. He was a dog. Yeah, he was a dog as well. Very good. He played in Michigan. He definitely was a sharpshooter. That was one thing I liked about him. I used to play video games, and these were the guys that I would always select if I was playing games. So I love them. And if you want to take me two other reserves, and I got to give Sturdy some props, because I totally forgot about putting Udonis in my other reserves. But prior to that, my other reserves was Muggsy Bogues and Dale Curry. But this is my starting 5 favorite players of all time. This is what I like. I've again told you I'm a big-time Heat fan. So you got to have Dwayne Wade there. You got to have Chris Bosh there. Chris Bosh was a dog. The way he changed his game. And this is the thing about Chris Bosh. He took the brunt of all of the jokes during that big Heat 3 era. Like, everybody made fun of Chris Bosh. And he didn't care. He just went out there and played his game. Whatever the coach asked him to do, whatever was needed from him, he did it. He was a beast on the defensive side. He had that great rebound to help us win that championship in 2013. He had that great block in overtime to win that game 6 in 2013. So this is my starting 5, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why I love the game of basketball. So that was what we were trying to have today, but we're going to have a debate with Pee Wee Herman and I. So, gentlemen, I would love to get your take on that, but I know you guys are going to sit in the background and let me and Pee Wee Herman have some fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have something we got to take care of. We got to take care of this, because I am tired of you talking about me being a fanboy, and I need you to address your fanboy logic. So, are you ready, Herm?
I mean, let's get it, man.
All right, so this is how we gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. We got Casual, Ishmael, and Sturdy will be the final judge. They will choose who won this debate. We will both have 2 rounds at 3 minutes apiece. Herm will go first. He will explain to us what a fanboy is and why being a fanboy is bad for these YouTube streets, and why we should all fear Herm when he comes around like Omar in The Wire, because we are fanboys of the game of basketball. So we're going to have a great conversation about that. The last round will be a 5-minute round, and you will get to say what you need to say to end the round, and we will let the 3 gentlemen back up, and they will go ahead and rule us and say who was the best at this. You guys can go ahead and vote in the chat if you want to, but ain't nobody counting, but we're going to have some fun. So are you ready, Herm?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Let's get it, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. We are about to have an epic debate between Ajani the Exposer and obviously Hollywood Herm, aka Pee Wee Herman. He wants to say that we're fanboys. That's what he wants to say. He wants to call me a fanboy. I want to know what that means, why he says it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have some fun. It is Pee Wee Herman's turn. Go ahead, Pee Wee Herman. Once you start, your 3 minutes goes in.
Well, I just want to let everybody know definition of a fanboy, y'all. It's a fanboy that brings toxicity to any basketball talk when it comes to dissing other players, trying to elevate their player over other players to make light of anything in their career. Like, for instance, saying team accomplishments, saying things that happen with the team aspect or team accomplishments, or discrediting an era of a certain player that played in, or discrediting certain championships they won, and just dumb it down to a team aspect. Also distort narratives. Also having bias over appreciation, because at the end of the day, fanboys never really appreciate the greatness of any player that ever played the game, because they truly just want to highlight their favorite player and highlight what their favorite player has done, instead of giving credit to anybody that ever played the game. So you always hear when it comes to Michael Jordan fans, this is LeBron fans. Michael Jordan fans refuse to basically acknowledge LeBron James' accomplishments. They over glorify Jordan's era to the point where that they elevate the 90s to such a degree that they find ways to this current era, or the 2010s basically, which was the height of LeBron's career, by saying that it's soft. Or they basically diminish LeBron James' style of play, which you typically hear often saying that he's too passive, saying that he rather make the correct the correct basketball play rather than being aggressive like Mike and be willing to take the shot all the time. And same thing with LeBron James fans. They'll say that Michael Jordan is not a passer. They'll say that Michael Jordan couldn't play making. Michael Jordan was a selfish basketball player, especially early in his career. And they say that he had failures within the fourth season. That's disingenuous. Those are the definitions of being a fanboy to me when you try to discredit anything for any great player that ever played the game rather than appreciating what that particular player brings to the table. So when you hear this Zesty Jeffrey talk about Ajani or you hear anything that he says to downplay Michael Jordan's career, that's a part of fanboy talk. End of the day, you have trolls that troll, which I'm the biggest troll in the world. But end of the day, I feed off of what I hear from other people talk. So when it comes down to it, you guys, we have to basically appreciate any greatness of any player instead of bringing nothing but negative activity just so we can elevate the player that we love. That's the definition of a fanboy to me.
Shout out to you, that Herm. You had a couple of seconds there. So you done with that? That was your first take. That was your first round.
Oh, that was my first round for sure.
Okay, all right, I got you. So now it's my turn. Ladies and gentlemen, I will explain to you very simple. What Herm just described right now is the exact term what I use, called Zesty Jeffries. Because like he said it, if you are a fan of the game of basketball, there's nothing toxic to talk about. Being a LeBron fan, it's nothing toxic about being a LeBron fan. There's nothing toxic about being a Michael Jordan fan. There's nothing toxic about being a Kobe Bryant fan. There's nothing toxic about any of these things. But it's very toxic to be a Zesty Jeffrey, because Zesty Jeffries live in toxicity. They love to argue, which is what Herm wants to do. Herm just wants to argue. So he created a term called fanboys because he himself, as a Kobe Bryant fan, are afraid of Zesty Jeffries. They are afraid to put Zesty Jeffries in their place. Zesty Jeffries are the ones that he just described. The guys that are ones that are knocking the era. It is the Zesty Jeffries that tell you today's NBA is soft. It's the Zesty Jeffries that'll tell you today's NBA couldn't last in the 90s. The greatest era was the 90s. It's Zesty Jeffries, like Herm, who would tell you that Akeem Olajuwon is automatically more athletic than Rudy Gobert. Based off of nothing. No knowledge, no basketball terminology, just because of the fact that it sounds good and the rest of the Zesty Jeffrey coalition agrees with it. So when he's talking about being a fanboy, he's talking about being a Zesty Jeffrey. He's not talking about GOAT James Kingdom. Because here in GOAT James Kingdom, we appreciate Michael Jordan's basketball game. We appreciate Kobe Bryant's basketball game. We actually appreciate greatness. We know what greatness is. We actually appreciate what it is to be great. When we say Michael Jordan has 32,000 points, that's because Michael Jordan has 32,000 points and is great. Has nothing to do with LeBron James. That's the problem with people like Herman. They want to argue, but they're not real fans. If he's a real Kobe Bryant fan, he should stand up and say Kobe Bryant's the GOAT. But he can't do that because he's afraid of toxic Zesty Jeffries. He doesn't want to let no Zesty Jeffrey call him out. That's why he called out GOAT James Kingdom. Because he's been on my show several times speaking logically, speaking basketball with sense. Not like you see Herm on these other platforms when he's on Cricket TV and he's all out there in these YouTube streets saying some wild Zesty Jeffrey stuff. You'll catch a different Herm here. Because real basketball is spoken in GOAT James Kingdom, especially on a Friday night exposure with the exposer. So when you talk about being a fanboy, make sure you identify who those fanboys are. Those are Zesty Jeffries. They are the fanboys. They are the toxic fan base that don't watch the games. They didn't watch Michael Jordan play. They didn't watch today's NBA, and they're not real fans of the game. So why should we be sitting here letting Zesty Jeffries get away with anything? Why are you worrying about me and what I do when talking about Zesty Jeffries and pointing out the flaws of the 90s? Because Zesty Jeffries don't like to talk about that. That's what I do in GOAT James Kingdom. I'm a real fan, not a Zesty Jeffrey. So you need to get that fanboy stuff out of your mouth, Herm.
Let me kick out the second round. I ain't gotta wait. First of all, gotta get your facts straight. I never declared to be a Kobe Bryant fan. I always say that I'm a Jordan guy. I respect Kobe Bryant because I respect all great players that ever played the game. So for you to not to acknowledge that there's some bronze sexuals out there, which it is, because it is JDRs. There's plenty of JDRs out there, like there's plenty of bronze sexuals. I find it quite odd that you just focus on Zesty Jeffries and don't focus on all aspects of fanboys in the world. Like, I understand what Kobe Bryant fans tend to do as well. So, at the end of the day, with you, that shows your bias over appreciation right there when you do degrade an era because you do fall into that category because you want defense mode, which you don't have to be. End of the day, just highlight LeBron James' greatness. LeBron James' greatness will overshadow anything that any fanboy, Jordan fanboy, any other fanboy is talking about. The same thing with Jordan fans. You don't have to go down, stoop down to LeBron James fans up now. You like a Hollywood Herm that just like to have fun and like to troll people here and there because you know you could piss them off and get them in their feelings. You could troll here and there. But when you have serious basketball talk, when you have a serious basketball dialogue, appreciate the game and speak about the game if you claim that you're just a fan of the game and claim that you love the game itself. So, end of the day, if you go say put something on my name, be accurate about it because I've never been a Kobe Bryant fan. I'm a Michael Jordan fan, but I respect all great players that ever played the game. I feel like Kobe Bryant is Jordan Jr. So I don't know why you just trying to say that I'm just a Kobe stan and I'm all about Kobe because I support Ticket TV. I support all content creators. I support your ass, don't it? I support Go James Kingdom, even though I know you strictly all about LeBron and so-called cooking Jordan fanboys. So you can't put that on me because I support Ticket TV because we all know Ticket TV is a Kobe fan. So when you put things out there, let's just be honest about the game itself and love the game itself instead of just trying to cast aspersions on people. Because the thing about me that I cook everybody. I cook Kawhi fanboys. Hell, I cooked goddamn Anthony Edwards last year. Hell, I even cooked Nikola Jokic. But guess what I had to do as a man? I had to respect Nikola Jokic and give him his praise because of how great a basketball that he's been playing for the last 4 years, despite having criticism. So, end of the day, it's a difference between criticism and being a dick rider. So, what a lot of people do, they mix it up. So, but at the end of the day, when it comes to fanboy logic, you do it all the time. When you did the 90s talk, when you went back to 88 to try to highlight a video that someone did to talk about accumulated extra stats. So that lets you know that you're trying to find edges to discredit another player. So that is part of being a fanboy. And that's just the end of the day. Now, if I bring up failures that happened in their career, 2011 was a failure. There's nothing wrong with me bringing that up.
All right, that's your 3 minutes. That is your 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. It is my turn now. All right. So first, let's address this thing about you calling us fanboys because we are LeBron James fans and we think that LeBron James is great at the game of basketball. Somehow that means we're discrediting LeBron, discrediting Jordan, we're discrediting Kobe, other great legends. No, that's false. You won't find no other platform that talked about the GOAT conversation that have Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant fans as a part of the actual program, like the GOAT James Kingdom show, which goes live every Sunday noon Eastern time, where we actually have plenty of guys who show up who have plenty of different aspects and different takes, and we let them speak. We don't hate on nobody's actual takes when you're a real fan of the game. I already addressed that. Kobe Bryant fans are real fans of the game. Michael Jordan fans are real fans of the game. Same thing for LeBron fans. You're talking about being a LeBron sexual. What does that mean? Again, you're throwing out words and terms just like fanboys. What does that mean? What is a LeBron sexual? Somebody who thinks LeBron James is the GOAT of basketball? That's facts. Then you bring up what I do when I'm bringing up the stuff about Michael Jordan. Was I the one who found out Michael Jordan had fake stats? No, I was just the only one willing to watch the games, which is why I called you a Kobe Bryant fan. Because you never watch Michael Jordan play. You're not a Michael Jordan fan. You're not even a fan of basketball. You're a fan of Kobe Bryant because Kobe Bryant is the only way you can attach yourself to Michael Jordan. You're the Zesty Jeffrey. You're the fanboy that you speak about all the time. You have no content predicated on actual basketball talk. Everything you do is predicated on fans. You're predicated on the people who actually like the game of basketball. You don't even like it yourself. You don't even have a reason to watch. Kobe Bryant's not around to play. Michael Jordan can't play. So why do you care so much what LeBron fans say or do? Because you're the toxic one. You're the one on these YouTube streets trying to start a fight, argue with strangers about them liking a basketball player and how they feel about that basketball player. That's your problem. That's why GOAT James Kingdom exists, so that we can have people say LeBron James is great without you saying we're trying to discredit Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. Just because we think LeBron is the GOAT of basketball, that doesn't mean Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan are all of a sudden horrible. Just because Michael Jordan got fake stats, that doesn't mean Michael Jordan is horrible. That's the toxicity that you want to continue to talk about. You don't want to mention how many times I say Jordan's a great basketball player or how great Kobe Bryant is. You guys don't want to talk about that. When I tell you Rudy Gobert is great, what is the first thing you say? There's no way he can be greater than Hakeem Olajuwon. Y'all want to talk about being biased. It's not about being biased. It's about being intelligent. You have to understand the game. You have to know what you're talking about. So if you're going to call me a fanboy because I think LeBron James is the greatest player to ever play, then that means you're a zesty Jeffrey. You don't appreciate greatness, because the Michael Jordan fans that show up on GOAT James Kingdom don't have no problem with us saying how great LeBron James is. The Kobe Bryant fans that show up on GOAT James Kingdom have no problem on how we say LeBron is great. We are the ones who tell you every era is great. We always tell you that. We just know today's the greatest era ever, and it's not to disrespect any other era, because we're real fans of the game. We actually still watch the games beyond watching LeBron James. All you do is watch LeBron James play and then have the nerve to sit here and tell us who's the fanboy or not. Do you actually watch anybody else play the game of basketball? Do you actually have a team that you root for? You don't have none of this. So don't come at us and throw shade and try to make us seem like we're zesty Jeffries because we can talk the game of basketball. Because like I said, I can prove Jordan's fake stats. Can you prove all the stuff you say about LeBron James and today's NBA? So that was what makes you a fanboy. Just talking the talk, but you can't walk the walk. That's the facts.
Well, I'm sorry that a guy like Ajani don't really know his history when it comes to Hollywood Herm. I grew up a Bulls fan, been to many Chicago Bulls fans with my uncle. My uncle was a big time dope boy in his past life, and we used to go to Chicago all the time for Memphis until my city of Memphis, Tennessee, got the Memphis Grizzlies, and I support my city in the Memphis Grizzlies. So I watched Michael Jordan play. Yes, I was young, but I'm a student of the game because I just love basketball itself. But when it comes down to you trying to say everything that you highlighted in your last round that you just articulated, you basically proving my point. Because at the end of the day, you on defense mode, so because you feel so many people disrespect LeBron James, that's why your whole show is based on being the exposer, based on exposing so-called Zesty Jeffrey. So instead of you, if you really just all about basketball, why you just won't highlight just the greatness of basketball? I had an old head tell me the other day he think Oscar Robertson the greatest of all time. I'm not disrespecting him. I didn't watch Oscar Robertson play, so with him, he done seen all these guys play. So why I'm gonna disrespect him for saying Oscar Robertson is the greatest player he ever seen? It's not about that. It's about the narratives that you have created. Like everybody always down with Jordan's 6 rings is, oh, that's a team accomplishment. End of the day, your greatness is going to be attributed to what your team does. End of the day, we know LeBron James was great because he had a mediocre team in Cleveland, and he won 66 games with them because of how great he was. So that attributes to his greatness. So end of the day, we can't always go off. We can't always dumb down some people's accomplishments just to try to highlight just individual statistics or whatever you want may perceive great. But with me, I've never been a hater of any player. I got LeBron James in my top 3. If anybody listen to Hollywood Herm since the pandemic, I always say LeBron James the top 3 player of all time. You can interchange him with Kareem. I just think Michael Jordan is better because he done certain things that to me far precedes him. But I'm not saying LeBron James is not great. I troll LeBron fans because of things that you do about the Zesty Jeffrey talk that you do. They even worse, though. So when you disrespect the 90s, how can you disrespect any professional player that ever played in the NBA? Because there's not that many jobs in the NBA. It's not that easy to get on the damn roster. So all I hear, oh, he went against plumbers. You've been part of that conversation as well. So that's why you have done videos on the 90s. That's why you have tried to break down film or how bad the era was, how slow the pace was. I'll bring up those things to try to discredit Michael Jordan's greatness, to say that hell, he was the only athletic guy out there, the only skilled guy out there, basically. So you have done things like that. So that's why I have called you out to say that you was a fanboy. So end of the day, if you want to be if you feel offended to it, so be it. But the facts are the facts. When you call yourself the exposer, like you do, and when you do focus mainly on Zesty Jeffries, that you will turn out to be a fanboy. Because if you wasn't, you wouldn't be focused on that every day. You would do more educating of the game rather than sitting up there trying to expose fans that feel like that you wrong about your GOAT tape. So, and then, hey, Lamont, it is what it is. Lamont is down the middle. I know Lamont down the middle. But with Hollywood Herm, I don't do any hate. I love every player that ever played the game because I love the student of the game. LeBron done a lot of things that nobody will. Jordan has as well. Kareem has as well. Sturdy said the best to me. Sturdy said the best to me. All the top 10 players that ever played the game has done something that nobody ever done. Has anybody won 3 straight MVP? Larry Bird, the only guy that did. People sweep him on the rug. So, straight up, go James Kingdom. You are doing everything that I say fanboys do. And maybe you need to look yourself in the mirror and realize that you don't have to keep doing videos on Zesty Jeffries. You don't have to keep worrying about exposing the fan base. Because one thing about it, and one thing I noticed, when you great, the people go speak for you. When you great, the peers go speak for you. Your peers go highlight the greatness of a player. So you don't have to be the FBI. You don't have to be the private security for LeBron, because LeBron greatness goes shine through all the hate. Just like Jordan, just like Kobe, just like Duncan, just like Wilt, just like Kareem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Herm's final round, 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the debate here between Herm and I is being a fanboy. Herm described it as being toxic. That's what he said. That's what the debate is about. We're talking about being a fanboy, accusing GOAT James Kingdom of being a fanboy, and why we're not fanboys, and why Herm needs to stop using that actual terminology because he has no real definition for it. So, it will be my last 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So let me get up here and show y'all what I got for Pee Wee Herman. All right, so let's start off with this. You said that we are the ones who are toxic. We discredit Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. You haven't proven nothing here that said that. Even Lamont said it in the chat line. We never said the 90s was trash. We never said Michael sucked. Just because we show you things about Michael Jordan that you don't want to see, that doesn't mean we're being negative. You say, stop worrying about Zesty Jeffries. Zesty Jeffries worry about me. I don't worry about them. They're safe in the comments. They can't come up here and talk the game of basketball. Everywhere I go, I show up and talk the game of basketball. Anywhere Brandon shows up, he talks the game of basketball. That's all we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. We understand the game of basketball without narratives. That's what we expose, exactly what you say. The narratives, the lies. That's what I bring out. That's the information that I provide to people. Real factual information that people can see. I don't sit here and just talk the talk. Because like I told y'all, I can talk about the Miami Heat all I want to, because that's all I care about when it comes to basketball. But we have an actual show to have the GOAT debate. You know why? Because when we say LeBron's the GOAT, we get a bunch of Zesty Jeffries. You said, oh, everybody's arguing with you. It's not everybody. It's Zesty Jeffries. You just lied here and said that Larry Bird was the only person that had 3 MVPs straight in a row. You don't know the history of basketball. That's why I called you a Zesty Jeffrey. You only know the game as far as 1980. You don't know the game before that because you started watching basketball in the late 90s. You brought up some nonsense about dope dealing uncles. Nobody cared about your criminal background. You, Zesty Jeffrey, think having criminal background gives you some kind of plight or some kind of extra power or something. Who cares about that? No one cares about that. You didn't watch the games. You didn't watch it. You didn't watch Michael Jordan play. That's the facts. You saw Kobe Bryant play. You saw the end of Jordan's career. That's just the facts. And you're mad now that there's a group of fans that now you have to worry about every day talking about another player, not Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. Because if we're talking Michael Jordan to you, it's talking Kobe Bryant. If we're talking Kobe Bryant, it's Michael Jordan to you. But since we're talking LeBron James, it's an issue for you. You admitted it. Somebody went to you about Oscar Robertson. Didn't budge you. Not one video came out of your mouth when somebody told you Oscar Robertson's the GOAT. But GOAT James Kingdom show up every Friday night, and you got an issue with what I do, because what I'm doing is exposing Zesty Jeffrey lies that tell you today NBA suck, LeBron James suck, that these are what we hear, that the style and play that Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan have are the only style of play in basketball that's worthy of praise. That's the problem. That's why GOAT James Kingdom exists, to actually attack those guys. So when I say Zesty Jeffrey, I have identified them. There are a bunch of guys who never watched the game of basketball. They're only Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan fans because they hate LeBron James, and they know more about LeBron James than any other player in NBA history. You came up here and said fanboys are just toxic people. What are you talking about? This is not relationship talk on social media. This is basketball talk in social media. You can't come up here with this nonsense and calling people things just so that you can feel better about yourself, because you have no reason to watch the NBA games. So you find a way to argue with other men online so that you can watch LeBron James play, because you know LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant. You know he's better than Michael Jordan, but then you can't hang out with your crew. You can't hang out with your dope dealing uncles because they think Michael Jordan's the GOAT. And if you go over there saying LeBron's the GOAT, you're going to be called a toxic fanboy, discrediting errors, because we don't accept them telling us lies about the 90s. I watched it. So my job is to expose all of that nonsense, like I'm exposing you tonight. Don't use that word no more. You're the Zesty Jeffrey. I'm not the fanboy. I'm a basketball fan. I watch the game because I love the game. I know greatness. You've never heard us discredit anything Michael Jordan did. We count all 6 championships, all 5 MVPs, all 6 finals MVPs, all 10 scoring titles. We count everything Michael Jordan did. Unlike the fanboys that you talk about, the Zesty Jeffreys, who don't acknowledge that he choked in 1988, that don't acknowledge that he actually recruited in 1995, that don't acknowledge that he'd rather quit the game of basketball than play with whatever roster was available for him to play with. These are all facts. It doesn't take away from Jordan's greatness. But what it takes away from, you being a good Zesty Jeffrey. Now every day you go into the mirror thinking, damn, Ajani's going to come out with something every Friday that's going to make me think twice about why Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan's greater than LeBron. And that's not my fault, because LeBron James is still breaking records. And as long as he's breaking records, I'm going to have a show to do. So at the end of the day, Pee Wee Herman, you need to relax and you need to chill, because we're not going to take this from you anymore. You are officially exposed by the exposer, because at the end of the day, all you do is talk to men on social media about basketball that you don't even watch or care to watch. You are the fanboy that you talk about every day.
What's your name, kid?
Pee Wee Herman.
So what's today's secret word, Cocky?
Today's secret word is
exposed.
now. You all remember what to do whenever
Anyone says a secret word, right?
Scream!
Right!
For the rest of the day, whenever
Anyone says a secret word, scream real loud! Ready?
Pee Wee Herman, you have now been exposed by the exposer.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our last round right there. Shout out to you, Pee Wee Herman. I appreciate you stepping up on a Friday night exposure with the exposer. Ladies and gentlemen, you can write whatever you want in the comments, but we're going to leave it up to these 3 fine gentlemen here to say who won, either me and Pee Wee Herman. All right, so let's go ahead and start with you, Sturdy. What do you think of the debate, and who you think won?
I'm sorry, Johnny. Casual hit me up multiple times that he wants to go first. I'm in the middle of something right now.
I didn't start. No, I didn't stop.
No, I'm actually in the middle of something right now. It's only gonna take 2 minutes, but go ahead, Casual.
Ishmael got it.
First.
Ishmael was
matter.
actually hitting me up. Yeah, Ishmael was hitting me up talking about he wanted to go. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I can go first. Honestly, I thought it would be more of a Jordan versus LeBron debate, but this is fine. People are gonna say that I probably think I'll be an ass kisser or something, but I'm gonna pick Ajani just for the most reason, I thought it was nice that Herm provided a definition of a fanboy, but the thing for me is that he didn't really provide an example of where Ajani was being, I guess, toxic or diminishing Jordan's game, because he mentioned Plummer. I never really heard Ajani say Plummer. Maybe a joke, but I never really heard him say that. Like, if he had provided an example of a video or a live stream of like Ajani was diminishing Jordan and other players' games, then I think that would have gave Herm the win. But I said I give Ajani the win because Herm admitted himself that he's trolling and going around from stream to stream, and Ajani pointed this talk. Pretty much, you're being toxic, even in a joking manner, and I don't think that's really good for the sport. I think that adds to the fanboyism that you were talking about, and if you're spending a lot of time just going around trolling and talking bad about a certain player. But I think that he did pretty good in terms of, I think he's right. I think the moral of the story is that he's right, that you should get out of the toxic mindset about players and expound more on greatness. I do agree with him on that. And so, like I said, if Herm would have provided like a real tangible example, then I think I would have gave it to Herm. But he admitted himself he's going around trolling people. So that's why I give it to Ajani.
All right. So which one of you two want to go first now? You're gonna get a chance to respond, Herm, at the end.
Yeah, I guess I'll go since 30 want to be a chicken.
Don't be a fanboy, Sturdy.
Yeah, stop being a fanboy, Sturdy. Damn fanboy. I'm similar to Ishmael. I was just hoping, Herm, that you at some point was going to fight the allegation that he was throwing at you, that your definition that you have been like a Zesty Jeffrey or a fanboy, and it just felt like you were more focused on telling him in like a myriad of different ways that what he was doing currently by debating this is him being a fanboy, and that doesn't really tell much, especially when you're not going into detail on how he is being a fanboy by arguing like with his arguing points. Like, if you would have pointed out and went into detail how what he was arguing is like fitting the description that you gave for what a fanboy is, I feel like I could have threw you some bail, bro, because you know you my OG, but at the same time, like I gotta keep it fair. He did his job in debating on his part on why you are the exact thing that you described, and you didn't do a good enough job of fighting those allegations. So I gotta give it to Ajani.
All right, great job. Thank you so much. Sturdy, are you ready? Are you done cooking them ham hocks and bacon? I don't know what you're doing over there. Are you done, sir?
Oh yeah, I'm done now.
Are you also hanging out with criminal uncles as well? Is that what you're doing?
No, I was actually assisting.
Of course he is.
Actually, no, I was assisting a loved one, but that whatever. But in regards to this debate, before I give my judgment, hey Johnny, I ain't like this topic. I'm gonna be straightforward with you. It's not indicative of who you guys are as debaters, but nevertheless, I'll be honest with you. I gave Herm the first round because I thought he did a great job of showing good structure. He defined what a fanboy is to him, and in general, I like that play from Herm in regards to not just making it one biased thing towards one specific fan base, because the way, by Herm's definition, a toxic fan follows a litany of players, and he describes some of those examples of discrediting errors and whatnot, which, let's be honest, hey Johnny, I'm not gonna say you disrespect errors, but you have contributed to some of that narrative from this standpoint. When you have certain guys like Mike P on the show, and then you continue the entire stream of "we done with the '90s," what is that? That's not a positive narrative about the '90s, not a positive perspective about the '90s. Second thing is too, with the Jordan left hand thing, Herm did brought that point up, and that was true. It was a joke, but when people start to take that thing lit over hyperbolic too literally, yeah, that's when it becomes a problem. It's like what Herm depicted himself. Whenever you whenever you describe a player in such a hyperbolic way where it's not inaccurate to their game, that is a sign of a toxic fanboy. But I gave you the last round because you just like Herm admitted to in his second round, you point out the fact that he does contribute to the toxic nature. Herm himself multiple times said sometimes I like to piss fanboys off. And LeBron James fans is one of his favorite ones to go at. So by Herm's definition of a mission and Ajani highlighting his last round, that's why I gave you the last round, Ajani. Now it come down to the second round. I think that round was more so preference because, hey Johnny, you kind of rebuttal a little bit what Herm was. I thought Herm did a great job of highlighting the fact that his definition is just for one fan base. Like your perspective is really directed towards one fan base. However, I edge you the second round because you provide a little more examples supporting your argument and that the fact that Herm does contribute to the toxicity. And that's why I think Herm you slipped up at is hey Johnny slipped up for just keeping it biased towards toxic Jordan fans because being a fanboy is not relegated to one fan base. I don't care who player it is. But Herm, you kind of slipped up by not only admitting during this debate, but in general, Herm, you know, you do be stirring the pot up, making things a little toxic. But it is entertaining. I messaged you, Herm, but like just on based on the topic, it is to say Johnny.
All right, so before I let you go ahead, Herm, and respond to these fine gentlemen, first off, I want to thank you guys for listening and giving us an opportunity to have this. First, I want to also thank Herm. Thank you, Hollywood Herm, because you are a true YouTube content creator, and I have nothing but respect for content creators, and this is why I was more than glad to have this with you today, so I want to thank you for showing up tonight. Also, if you guys really want to see it, again, I chose this topic because Herm was calling me out, and if he showed up on a Friday night, this was going to be our discussion. But tomorrow, when we do the full court press on FYF, I will show up and there is a formal debate between Herm and I. Herm, do you would like to explain that to them or you want me to explain that?
Oh man, it'll be a debate. We talking about two different things. The first part of the debate topic it would be for us like, hey, what was it again, Sturdy? That we came up with?
I got you. Herm.
No. I got this 30. I got this. I gave you the mic not for you to drop it, Herm. Okay, we're gonna debate. We're gonna
kind of move it around.
Listen. The first round, we're gonna debate whether the 10 scoring titles is more impressive than 40,000 points being scored. So that's the first round. The second round, we're gonna debate Emmitt Smith versus Barry Sanders. Right? And then the last round is going to be an overall, if I'm correct, Sturdy, you can finish that. Last is an overall comprehension of the LeBron and Jordan debate, correct?
No. So the first round, you got a little tweak. The first round, what's more difficult to achieve? The all-time scoring record or 10 scoring titles? The second round, that's the first round. The second round is, you're right, Emmitt Smith versus Barry Sanders. Who's better?
Okay.
The third round is a rebuttal. So the first two rounds, they're 3 minutes apiece. But the third round, because there's two topics, you get a total of 5 to 6 minutes. No, you get a total of 5 minutes to rebuttal both topics. And for the chat's discretion and to the host discretion, you can be awarded an additional 3 minutes if needed.
Okay. So you guys hear that? Listen, you guys heard that. Again, Pee Wee Herman and I are having fun. This is what we do best. Like Herman says, I control just like Pee Wee Herman trolls. This is a part of being a content creator. So shout out to you, Herm, man. You've been doing your thing. Shout out to you, Hollywood Herm. Go ahead and get your last words in from everything that you heard for tonight so you can get about your night. So you can keep enjoying your Friday night with your criminal affiliations.
Hey man, at the end of the day, people got their opinions on what went down today. I thought I explained the definition of fanboy pretty well, and for the stuff that was put on me, I feel like I addressed that as well and explained on that as well. But hey, people have their opinions, and it is what it is, And I'm just ready for full court press tomorrow, And I'm gonna go ahead. We gonna have a good debate, and we go cook, man. Shout out to Go James Kingdom. Shout out to everybody, man. I just know my topics. I just wanted to put a little bit on it. It was the discussion that they put out there for us, a scoring title, the 10 scoring title versus the 40K. That is an interesting topic because they both are great feats, and probably nobody will ever do those things. But we just wanted to talk about it, and I think that would be a more entertaining debate and more, you get a more back and forth within the chat as well. So man, I wanted to touch on that. As far as the Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith, it's deeper than what y'all really realize in that type of topic. So man, y'all just tune in and y'all will kind of hear the basis of the arguments tomorrow. And I'm just ready to cook, man. Shout out to Go James Kingdom. Shout out to everybody. Y'all keep hitting that like button. Y'all support the chat, man. Y'all donate to the platform. Show love. Man, salute to y'all. And I'm out, y'all.
Much love, Herm. Much
Yeah, yeah,
love.
you muted her. You muted Ajani. You muted Ajani.
Shout out to you, Herm. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Have a great night. Be safe tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be ready for the full court press. So again, catch us on the full court press tomorrow, because y'all know FYF got a whole slate of shows that go up. Not only does Friday Night Exposure show up on FYF, but we're going to have the full court press tomorrow. We got In the Zone. We got the crossover. So we're going to have some fun. And like he said, ladies and gentlemen, please donate to the FYF, because we need to help Herm get a laptop. So what we found out here, y'all, what we did was we actually went out and got some merchandise for Herm. So if you go ahead and donate, you'll be able to get a Pee Wee Herman doll.
That's right. Just like Fu Manchu. The new Pee Wee doll is a master of disguise.
Not only that,
The new Pee Wee doll comes with
Turbo Fast. So little Pee Wee can beat this drum.
Little Pee Wee can beat most anything.
So y'all make sure to show some love and support so that Pee Wee Herman can have his laptop and we can keep doing great stuff, so we can have great shows here on FYF and the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Shout out to you, Pee Wee Herman. As you guys know, we just had a debate between Pee Wee Herman and I. We were talking about fanboy. Hopefully he stops using that term, because I can still use Zesty Jeffrey, because I explained it well. Because I'm a basketball fan, and that's what we do best. So we have a few guys up here. Thank you guys for joining me. I see everybody here. Let me start off with you, Twin Man. Thank you for joining me. You are a GOAT James Kingdom member. What do you got for today's topic and also on the debate?
So, I was confused. Was Herm describing exactly what every Jordan fan page does on YouTube? The term he used, bronzexual, is literally a toxic term created by Jordan and Kobe fans to basically go after any LeBron James fan who believes LeBron is the GOAT. Based off of just based off of any LeBron fan saying he's the GOAT, they'll call you a bronzexual. They literally, after the DEA cleared this man of any wrongdoing with no evidence, on the word of a disgraced UFC fighter, have gone around on YouTube for the better part of a year saying LeBron James is on steroids. But somehow, some way, using Herm's definition, he couldn't understand he was describing himself and everybody else he associates with outside of FYF and GOAT James Kingdom. I found that to be the funniest shit ever. They literally sat here and said, if LeBron James does not answer any allegations, that means he's guilty. I think that's pretty toxic. I think sitting here saying that this man doesn't love his family, doesn't love his wife, is pretty toxic. I would sit here and saying, discrediting every record he has ever set in basketball is toxic. I would sit here and say diminishing one of the most prestigious records in basketball history, the all-time leading scoring record, is pretty toxic. I would sit here and say that everything Herm came up here and said is bullshit. He know he full of shit right now, bro. We not finna do this, bro. We not doing it. Are we being serious right now, bro?
Damn, you did a better job than me. I should have let you fucking debate Herm. God damn, I don't even know what I didn't come up with none of that. That's great by you. Shout out to you, Twin Man. That's why Twin Man is a GOAT James Kingdom member. Because like I said, if you're a LeBron fan, You're the best basketball fan. You've been watching the game for the last 20 years. You've been appreciating the game for the last 20 years. There's nothing you've missed. So you've seen all the greatness of the game. And if you were lucky like me to even see the games before LeBron, then you had to see a lot more of the game. So LeBron fans are the best fans because we are the ones who actually watch the games. We still watch it. We actually appreciate the game, so we can appreciate greatness. So let me let Darnell get up in here because he's also a GOAT James Kingdom member. Rebrandon, you're going to have to wait because we got some GOAT James Kingdom members here first. So what up with you, Darnell? Thank you for joining. What do you think of the debate and today's topic?
How y'all doing today, man?
Feeling
Y'all
great,
hear me?
great. Appreciate you. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, the debate was cool, man. I liked it. But I want to talk about the topic of the show also.
Okay. You want to talk about the top five? Because we did our top five starting players. That was the topic. And also being a Heat fan, you know, I'm a big time Heat fan. I go for my boys. Can't wait to do it. Biscayne in June, bitches.
Yeah.
So go ahead, brother. The mic is yours. Go ahead.
My top five is mainly by position. My top five point guard is Jace Kidd, man. J Kidd.
That's your favorite or your top five?
Favorite.
It got to be favorite.
My favorite. Yeah.
No, wait till a minute. I'll let you get into it, man. Let's that's your favorite. So all right. So you got Jason Kidd at the point guard, and who's going to be your two guard?
A two. I know he's not a two, but Grant Hill.
Okay, that'll work. No, hey, it's your starting five. You the coach. All right. So you put Grant at the two.
My three, LeBron.
Oh, not the GOAT. Don't get people started. Don't get the Zesty Jeffrey started.
My 4 or 5, Tim Duncan and Hakeem Olajuwon. Was actually my favorite player.
All right, now Sturdy and Casual got a problem with you because you out here throwing Hall of Famers left and right.
Shit, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but shit, if you gonna give me the time to go off on this nigga too, shit, if I'm going off on Ishmael, I gotta get this nigga the same thing too. What's going on here? We said make it fair.
He got a Supreme Court.
Hey, Johnny literally asked us, what could we make this like a little more fair? Because we don't just want to name just all-time greats. He literally said this, but then out of nowhere, fuck it. You know what? You got it. Man.
But wait a minute. You three. First off, wait a minute. First off, it was just supposed to be us three. It was just supposed to be us four. Brandon actually was supposed to be a part of this, but he didn't get in touch with me long enough to do it. Ishmael gave us his starting five an hour before the show, half an hour before the show. So you guys did your right, and I did it right. But we gotta let these people have theirs. They didn't have a chance to do it. It was something that I wanted to do, and I appreciate that. So let's let Darnell have that Hall of Fame front court. We had LeBron James, Duncan, and Hakeem. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
That is a Hall of Fame front line. That is
but those are the players I watched growing up, man.
Those are the guys you watch, right? So those are really like your favorite
players. I've been a
players
basketball fan for 30 years, man.
Okay. I got you, man. I got you.
Everybody on this platform been watching basketball for multiple decades.
Now, bro.
You really think I'll just pick Tony Allen because I like that he stood out to me out of every there's clearly some restrictions, nigga.
Well, hold on now. Don't sleep on Tony Allen.
What is going on?
Oh no.
I mean, but you can't. Wait. Let's hold the start here. Casual. Is Kobe really one of your favorite players?
Yes.
Yeah, you could have put Kobe in there. There's no problem doing that.
No, we were trying to be fair. We were trying to be fair.
No, we was following instructions. This man said 2 All-Stars and then role players and reserves.
No, if it makes y'all happy.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I gave y'all examples. No, listen, I gave them an example. Yeah, again, I gave them an example. I told you guys this would be my starting five. I said, okay, so you guys had it predicated off of this. As you can see, there's 3 Hall of Famers here, right? And there's kind of 2 which I call role players. But in reality, these are all stars. At one point, these guys were all franchise players on their teams.
Agreed.
Right?
But it's
so
the
then,
different levels in which they were, though. Like, put up me and Sturdy's lineup.
This is Sturdy's lineup. This is Sturdy's lineup. This is Sturdy's lineup.
It's a fair fight.
And Casual talking shit. Casual talking shit. He put Westbrook up there. He put Paul George. He put Book up there as if they're not good. The only person I can have an argument is Gasol. You put Paul George up here and Westbrook. Like, those are some studs.
Yeah, nigga, you broke the rules too, Casual. Ain't this Bro. You know what?
And it all started with Ishmael.
You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? Herm is right. LeBron fans are unethical. All three of y'all niggas broke the rules. All three of y'all niggas are completely unethical.
I thought the
LeBron
conversation
James
was
fans
favorite
are just as
players.
toxic as Jordan fans. Goddamn fanboys.
No, wait, Twin Man, Twin Man. I want to get rebranded and Ruddy Hood Sports take. So let's get Ruddy Hood Sports up here first, and we'll get rebranded, and then we'll get your team, Twin. Yeah, it's gonna be bad because you're a New York fan. We all know how you New Yorkers are. Can't stand you New Yorkers.
Unethical niggas.
They about to move. They about to move down here for 3 months. I don't know what for. It's a hurricane. All right, what's good, Ruddy Hood Sports? Yeah. Thank you for joining me, man. What do you got for today's topic, and also on the debate between Herm and I, if you got a chance to watch it?
I'm chilling, man. Yo, listen, shout out to everybody on the panel. Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's doing good. You already know I already listed my 5. Chef Curry.
Yes, you did.
You know what I'm saying? Black Mamba. Scottie Pippen, the real difference maker on the Bulls. You know what I mean? GOAT James, the undisputed greatest player ever. And Hakeem, the motherfucking dream, will straight shake you out your sleep. Right? So that's that.
Ruddy didn't follow the rules. But go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But and like I said, yeah, up there I would have put Magic there, but you know, Steph is my favorite player over Magic. So, but as far as the debate, I really enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I understood Herm's point. I did. I understood your points very well. And the truth is, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you got that debate only because LeBron is the most scrutinized player, you know what I'm saying, that we've ever seen. I feel like the expectation that was put on him since before he even came into the league, since he turned up on the front of a sports magazine. And then it just seems like no matter what he does, it just would never be good enough for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I had already discussed before his level of fame, the attention that he gets, the attention that he commands. You know what I mean? He's just such a polarizing player. And it seems to me that most of the toxicity that surrounds LeBron James comes from haters. My thing is that once you start getting into the gay shit, for me, and no disrespect to anyone that's like that, but once you start getting into that type of shit, for me, it makes me feel like you've already lost the argument. You're calling people LeBron sexuals is nuts, bro. It's insane. It's, you gotta be, as soon as you, like I said this on your other show, Denzel, my favorite actor, Tupac, my favorite rapper. No one's ever called me a Denzel sexual. No one's ever called me a Tupac sexual. I've never heard these type of terms applied until it came to LeBron James. Now all of a sudden, people have all these Momo Diddy names to call you, all this crazy type of shit that they're saying to you to try to diminish you, to try to make you feel stupid for admiring greatness. And that's what it comes down. That's what it comes down to with me, is that we're talking about greatness. Why can't you appreciate greatness? If you can appreciate the greatness of Michael Jordan and the greatness of Kobe Bryant and the greatness of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the greatness of Bill Russell, then why are we moving the goalposts for LeBron James? You know what I mean? Is it because he threatens your favorite player? Is it because he threatens the players that you grew up idolizing? Is that why we're doing this? But yeah, like I said, man, once we start getting into the Diddy quotes and you dick riding and take the meat out your mouth and all the crazy shit that I've heard people say, bro, that's how I know y'all already lost the argument. Appreciate this greatness while it is still here. Appreciate this greatness while us as just basketball fans, us as sports fans have time to enjoy it, because we'll probably never see, like Larry Bird said, we'll probably never see this again, fam. He's probably the greatest player of all time. And for me, he definitely is. But that's all I had to say.
All right, great take by you, man. Great take by you. I see you guys in the comments. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GOAT James Kingdom channel. This is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. We had a debate between Herm and I. We were talking about fanboys, because if anybody follows Hollywood Herm, you've heard him say it all the time. I cook fanboys. I cook fanboys. That's what I do. JDRs and fanboys. LeBron sexuals. Blah, 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 blah. So he had to address that with me today, and he did. He did a good job. But obviously, we had a voters panel. I don't do votes. I just do information. That's my job. My job is to provide information. Like I told you, I don't care about how you feel. I don't care what you think. I need to know what you know. And I only provide what I know. And I talk the game of basketball from the way I know it. And we got a whole panel of guys here, and we had a great time talking about our starting five, and obviously me being a Heat fan, and why we all fell in love with the game of basketball, which player made us fall in love with the game of basketball. So let's get Rebrandon in here. Shout out to you, Rebrandon. Go ahead and plug in your show, brother, and let us know what you got for today's topic.
So I don't have a show. I got fired on my day off. But I appreciate you letting me come on your show.
And it's Friday. Oh, we finna get high today.
Yeah, we finna get high today. No, but salute to you. Salute to everybody on the panel. So I guess I'll start with my starting five, my favorites all time. So at point, I got Rajon Rondo. I definitely feel like a lot of people didn't respect him when it came to that, that Celtics big three. Like they definitely had a big four for sure. And then to kind of keep it like fair, I didn't want to put like the generic favorites and shit. So at the 2, I got Brandon Roy. At the 3, I got Danny Granger. And at the 4, I got Chris Bosh. And at center, I'm a Mavs fan. I got Tyson Chandler.
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to be different. I didn't want to say the usuals that niggas be saying.
No, you got those were good. Those were good ones there. Those are actually good when you followed the rules. Good job, man. Shout out to you. Go ahead, continue.
Man, that shit was trash. That shit was trash,
so I guess to the topic, man. Like, what I don't like in these discussions when we talking about fanboys is you got both sides acting like they don't mirror each other. So you got both sides acting like they don't do the same shit, right? For every, for the the Zesty Jeffrey or the JDR. There's the bronsexual, and so and it always does go to like some homosexual shit, which is kind of weird. It's like, why do your mind go there? Like, why is it? It's a straight person. Does your mind automatically go gay?
They grew up on Diddy music. What do you mean? How is she not gonna go there? You grew up listening to Puff Daddy and R. Kelly.
Hold on, that's both sides though, right? Because for every bronsexual, there's a JDR. What does JDR stand for? Right, so it's always.
I just found that out recently. That's very homosexual. I got you. Go ahead, continue.
No, for sure. And shout out to the community. Shout out to the community for sure. But so it's just like sit up here and act like we don't see it happening from both ends, right? Like for every Herm, I can give you a locker room, right? For every Dreamers Pro, I can give you a Bang Sports. And just because you feel like you're being objective, doesn't mean that that's the climate of YouTube, that's the climate of Twitter, or whatever. People are discussing the greats. To be honest, I think both fan bases are insecure as shit. And I think that's what's actually killing sports talk, because people aren't actually having an honest conversation. You got people that are in the conversation just to diminish the work of, let's say, Jordan. You can't diminish what Jordan did for the game. You can't diminish what LeBron did for the game. You can't diminish what Kobe did for the game, and what Kobe is still doing for the game, even from where he's at. So I think that people just got to stop acting like it's one-sided, bro. Like, bronsexuals are annoying as shit. JDRs are annoying as shit, and that's really all it is. Like, just appreciate greatness, because at the end of the day, if Kobe passing it and teach you niggas nothing, bro, appreciate these niggas while they're here. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like when they leave this earth, y'all gonna be really wishing that y'all appreciated it. You gonna have niggas that spent 20 years hating on a nigga, and then you gonna have other people that spend, 20 years hating on Jordan and shit like that. So just really enjoy what these players are doing, bro, because we may never see this shit again. And LeBron is my GOAT, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like LeBron's not gonna be passed up one of these days. One day I'm gonna that nigga's better than
That's
LeBron.
the difference, Brandon. As LeBron fans, we don't do the Zesty Jeffrey stuff. Now, you might get some that do it in response, because after a while, how else are you going to deal with these people? Like, all they do is send you nasty stuff left and right because you said LeBron got 40K or because LeBron did something great. As soon as LeBron has a 30-point game at 40, they're going to say, oh, why y'all praising him? They don't let us live. They don't let us be. They were allowed to be fans of Michael Jordan. They were allowed to be fans of Kobe Bryant. They don't allow us to be fans of LeBron James. That's the problem. They want people to think that LeBron James fans are psychotic, not normal human beings. That's not right. They're the psychotic ones because, like you said, they can't appreciate it. They can't think that somebody can be better than Mike. Yes, somebody eventually will pass LeBron James. It's going to be a hell of a player, but eventually somebody will. It's just normal. But we're not the fans that
But
we're not.
Ajani,
We're not the
they
problem.
didn't have the internet. That's where we actually, as LeBron fans, and I'm really a fan of Jordan, a fan of the game, really. But
That's what
as
I'm saying.
LeBron
We are.
fans,
We're the best. We're the
niggas have
best.
the internet. So if the internet would have been back in the 80s and the 90s when Jordan was getting washed up in the first round and shit like that, they would have.
It would be the same thing.
Yeah, it would have been the same thing. It's just now we literally where they have to go watch highlights. We're literally seeing low
put in a
lights
cop
in
car?
real time.
Sturdy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Trust me, it's 30.
Because I'm black. That's just,
I just know you be in the you be in the streets a lot, Sturdy. You be in the streets.
Why? Because I'm black.
You're not the only black person up here, brother.
You're Hispanic.
Hold on, Sturdy, before you go to jail. My last point, I just want to say this really quick. So even when we get to the pettiness of the children of these greats, right? Like, so nobody's, said anything bad about Kobe children, of course, but LeBron, right? So you got content creators now that are just, they don't really give a fuck about what Bronny's going to do in the league, but they're only attacking Bronny to get at LeBron. And it's the same thing with Jordan fans, right? Where you got niggas that are coming out talking about content on Jordan's son doing coke, like that has anything to do with what the fuck Jordan got going on in the game of basketball. So it's both ends, but
Jordan's fault. It's Jordan's fault. He should have been a better father.
Absolutely, I agree. But that's it. I appreciate it, Johnny.
I appreciate you. All right, rebranding. Before you go, rebranding. You said that locker room, for every locker room, there's a Dreamers Pro. For every A-Weezy Bang, there's who?
Well,
there's somebody else. All right, so for every
you mixed it up. But go ahead.
But all right. So for Ajani, there is.
Shout out to all of them, by the way.
All right, so there's Ajani. Who's the mirror image of Ajani on the Zesty Jeffrey side?
Dark.
I would say.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It is dark. No.
Better than that.
You
better do better than that.
Casual. Let this boy know. No. Real talk. Y'all two sides of the same coin. Like it's
No. So.
See, I wasn't gonna say shit, but now you done pissed them off, Sturdy.
You know what? I'm actually gonna agree.
Oh my God! You know, rebranding. That's why rebranding.
But damn it, I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it. But I agree.
You know what? That's why rebranding got fired. Casual, you're next, and Sturdy, you gonna get fired too. I'm tired of y'all.
See, instead of uplifting black men, he want to take my job. Like that's crazy.
I need to get in contact with Lamont so I can start filing unemployment.
Yeah, well, Lamont just shut up. I'm gonna get Lamont up here, and then I'm gonna get Aaron, and then we got Khalil in the building. So let's let Lamont get up here. Shout out to you, Lamont. Thank you for providing this opportunity here. You heard the debate. You heard what we've been doing. What's your take on today's show, sir?
It's a good show. It's the first talk about when y'all was doing y'all list of the favorites, the start lineup with your favorite players. When Casual and Sturdy, it was BS. And for them to pretend like they really have, they up here talking about what guy is gonna play best, and they thought about it. Like when your list is about your favorite players, you don't think about it.
Wait, what?
Ain't no thinking. Y'all up here strategically putting together names, saying I think this name fits better. If it's your favorite players, it's easy to run them off. I'm talking about it's just bang bang. Like Steph, most entertaining for me, point guard. Shooting guard, Brandon Roy, my favorite player of all time. Small forward, Scottie Pippen. I collected all his basketball cards. LeBron James, right? One of my favorite players ever since he stepped into the league, right, at power forward. Center, Victor Wembanyama for me. He's one of my favorite players to watch right now. I mean, it ain't really much explanation. Coming off the bench, Drake Martin.
We're going on 2 hours of this stream. You done
No,
had 2 hours.
hold on. No, hold on, Casual, because hold on. You can shut up. Just let me get mine off. I listen to you. What I'm saying is, I put my list in the chat when y'all was doing y'all little tantrums up here, faking y'all list. So I didn't have no 2 hours to think about it. I put it in the chat. Y'all just didn't see it because y'all was up here faking y'all list.
No,
thinking about it.
I put it up. I put it up.
Image. If I literally made an image, how did we fake the list?
Because that's not your favorites. Because if it's just your favorites, then it's not going to look right. It's going to be something in there that just look off. And when there's 30 up in there putting Tony Allen, he's just forcing it. There's no Tony Allen fans in the world like that unless you're a goddamn Boston.
Tony Allen doesn't look off?
No, Tony Allen shouldn't be on your list unless you're a Boston Celtic fan. Like True to King, that would make sense.
See, Lamont don't appreciate defense. It's all good. You just
I get it. But I got Scottie Pippen. I got Scottie Pippen and Draymond Green on mine. So what do you, I mean, look, but Tony Allen, come on, man. That's just forcing it right there. Udonis Haslem, Udonis Haslem has never been the favorite for anybody ever in basketball history, man. You talking about Rashawn Lewis? Rashawn Lewis, man, come on, man.
I explained to Rashawn Lewis. But
no, you forced it. You
I ain't
forced
forced
it.
nothing. That's all facts.
Rashawn Lewis has 0 fans in basketball history, man. Stop it. Unless you talking about the Seattle days where he was most exciting, because he wasn't even really that good in Orlando. He was actually better in Seattle.
You are so wrong for that, Lamont. You are so wrong for that, Lamont. You are so wrong.
No. Lamont said role players can't be appreciated. That's
why I chose this topic, because I knew it would be a discussion, right? Because like you said, if it's your favorite player, it's your favorite player. Right now, you can tell me Dwayne Wade was at a Diddy party. I don't care. Dwayne Wade's my favorite player. Like he's just my favorite player. But like Lamont said, it doesn't. There's no need to defend it. I don't need to defend it. He's my favorite player. That's it. I like him. That's it. He was a baller. That's it. Like there's just certain players you just like to watch play the game of basketball. So, and I know that as fans, we all have our own take. So that's why I wanted these other guys' take. So don't let Lamont fool you, because he threw Scottie Pippen in there. We know Lamont don't think Scottie Pippen's his favorite player. He's a liar. He wouldn't even watch Scottie Pippen.
The 300 Scottie Pippen basketball cards that I collect say different. I've been collecting his cards for a minute. I got it right here. I show him on the stream. I got the whole collection.
He got the whole collection. So you've been collecting cards. The whole card.
Man, he just bought that off eBay.
What?
No, I didn't.
What's your lineup again, Lamont?
Them shits off of Amazon.
Steph, Brandon Roy, Pippen, LeBron, and Wemby. And then Draymond Green coming off the bench.
How did Wemby become your favorite player? He just started playing last year.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, but see, here's the thing. Right now, like Wemby just came into the league, and as soon as I watched him play a summer league game last year, the first thing I said was, that's going to be one of the top defenders in the league. In the summer league, I said it. I've been watching him ever since he stepped in the league. He's one of the most entertaining players in the NBA right now. I watched a ton of Spurs games just because. So right now, like what I'm saying is, there's like time errors for my favorites. Like Steph had a time frame where he was my favorite. Brandon Roy, right, when I was hooping, when I was really in that hooping a lot phase, really trying to hold my game. That's what I was trying to mimic. Right, obviously Pippen, one of my favorite players when I was little, collecting his basketball cards. You got LeBron. Obviously, everybody should have some type of affinity for LeBron. And then Wemby right now, the new age favorite. My new favorite is because he just came onto the scene. He's a unicorn. I've never seen nothing like it. It's just one of my favorites. I don't know how to explain that. I just like watching him play. It's different. I've never seen nothing like it.
Yeah.
Hey, let me swap out Chris.
I'm confused.
That would work. That'll work. You know what, Lamont? So we can get some other folks in. What did you got? That was a good starting lineup. I can't front on that. That's a good thing. What do you got on the debate? If you have anything on the debate and anything else?
Yeah. No. The debate was good. I didn't think. I don't know, man. I just didn't think Herm came with enough. Like, I think he talked in a lot of like generalities, but didn't really define or label some of the stuff that he was talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I knew he couldn't.
disagree.
I knew he couldn't. It wasn't a chat GTP. He needs chat GTP and the special guest judges. That's how he wins the debate.
Butchered the hell out of chat GPT.
And I disagree with rebranding. I disagree with rebranding too. Rebranding said that it's toxicity on both sides. Like since I've been doing YouTube, it hasn't been from both sides. It's been one side taking aim at the other, and then all of a sudden the other side started fighting back.
So you think
gotta fight back.
Hold on. So what I'm saying is, so when I'm saying from just the outside looking in, like from watching the 2020 Ticket TV days, right? Around that time in 2020, there were no channels like catered towards LeBron or anything of that nature. Like people talked about LeBron in a general sense, but there were no channel like Laker channels like that. But it wasn't until like Ticket and the casinos just started going overboard, and then you started because of that hate. You obviously, opposites you're gonna birth the opposites. The people that he bans, the people that he kicks off, the people that he pisses off. So you're gonna birth the opposites who are gonna want to have their own voice. And now the opposite channels, and all they're doing is just fighting back. And so what I'm saying, I don't see it being toxic from both sides. I just see one side that just been getting stones thrown at them for so long, and they finally saying something back. That's it. same thing y'all apply to Kwame Brown.
So Lamont, so for a person like yourself, right? Hold on, real quick. Real quick. It's quick, I promise. Lamont, so for a guy such as yourself who did objective film study, when you got to a certain player, were you not attacked over just objective criticism by a certain fan base? When you do a film study on the Lakers, when you do a film study on the Lakers last year, what was LeBron James fans saying in the chat?
So look, I wasn't attacked by a fan base. I was attacked by here's the thing right here. If I was attacked by a fan base, then I would have been getting attacked by Go James Kingdom, or I'd have been getting attacked by Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5 actually said he agreed with some of the things that I was saying about LeBron. I didn't really catch any disdain from Go James Kingdom when I said it because they know I normally call it down the line. Really, so if you want to say locker room had a disdain for what I said, okay, he's one individual. He don't make up a whole fan base. So, but the thing is, the things that I say about LeBron James, I can point to entire fan bases, like the Kwame Brown fans, like the Ticket TV fans, like the Carson for Life fans that have come at me for the things that I've said about LeBron James, even with the Man Down Force fans that are now all in my comments. So it's just a stark difference. So it's just fact.
So Lamont,
hold on. I want to find this out. Is the locker room a Laker fan or a LeBron guy? What is
LeBron fan.
So he likes the Lakers because of
No, he's a LeBran fan. He's a LeBron fan.
I don't know what he is.
That's what I'm saying. So he likes no, because I see him talk about the Lakers a lot. Does he talk about the Lakers only because of LeBron, or is it because he is a Laker fan?
Yeah.
No, he's a Laker fan. We ain't gonna do that, bro. He's a Laker fan.
Why y'all? See, that's the problem with y'all LeBron fans. I don't know why y'all not honest.
I just don't know. I mean, listen, if the locker room is a LeBron fan, that doesn't bother me. Like I told you, GOAT James Kingdom is a safe place for LeBron fans to be fans. They can say whatever the hell they want in GOAT James Kingdom. And if y'all got a problem with it, come see Ajani on a Friday night. I'm their leader. I'm the top dog. I'm the final boss of the LeBron sexual. That's what I am. I tell people. Well, listen. When we started this, I told Brandon I'll be the face of it. I'll take every shot that y'all throw because I know you guys can't talk basketball. And when it comes to providing information, I'm probably the best at it. You guys just need to relax and enjoy the games. From here on out, Zesty Jeffries are no longer allowed in basketball talks once GOAT James Kingdom appears. That's why they're upset. You know why Herm challenged me? Because he finally saw that there was someone challenging his star status in FYF. He didn't realize there was an exposer around. He thought he could scream Hollywood Herm and everybody be like, oh, that's Hollywood Herm. He's checking everybody. He's the hottest debater. He's the best debater ever. Then comes Ajani the exposer. And he gets exposed. Because, again, at the end of the day, I only talk the game of basketball. I don't talk about how I feel. Y'all don't see, right? Like I said, I'm going to start doing the Miami Heat Hour show because I'm a Heat fan. And I think I got some Heat fans that watch me and they'll watch me do that. But I did the GOAT James Kingdom with Brandon because we want to have the GOAT debate. Because I'm tired of saying how great LeBron is and all I get is LeBron sexual nonsense and Zesty Jeffrey logic. When they themselves are not real basketball fans. They don't watch the game. They only watch LeBron. I used to call them Michael Jordan delusionals, but then I started realizing they're not even Michael Jordan fans. They never watch Jordan play. They don't really give a damn about Michael Jordan. They wouldn't give a damn if Marcus Jordan had a drug problem or not. They wouldn't care. So they are the toxic ones. They are the bad ones for the game because they're the ones who keep telling us. And right now, if a Zesty Jeffrey heard how Wemby's Lamont's favorite player, he would go crazy. How dare you throw him in front of Akeem Olajuwon? If I said Wemby was more athletic than Akeem Olajuwon, what do you think I'm going to get? A bunch of Zesty Jeffreys who think I can't talk basketball. And I don't think none of y'all here who watch the game would think that Akeem Olajuwon's more athletic than Wemby. Like, there's no way you're going to think
Why not? Why not? I'm not a Zesty Jeffrey. Why not? I'm not a Zesty Jeffrey. Why not?
All right, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
Let me let Aaron in because Aaron is a GOAT James Kingdom member. And then I'm going to let you in, Khalil, because you've been very patient as well. You're a new timer.
I'm going to hop out.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Lamont. Again, y'all, that is Lamont from FYF Sports Debate. He's the true ringleader of all the bronze sexuals. Trust me when I tell y'all, it's Lamont. It's Lamont. Anyways, shout out to Dante Reeves. Thank you for becoming a member again. I know you've been a member before. Thank you for supporting us here in GOAT James Kingdom and what we do. As you guys can see, we have just exposed another Zesty Jeffrey. His name is Pee Wee Herman, a.k.a. Hollywood Herm. But we're going to let Aaron up so he can have his take. Peace, Aaron. Thank you for joining me, brother. What you got for us today?
Hey, what's up, bro? I'm for my starting 5. I'll put Penny, Wade, LeBron, Chris Webber, and Dwight Howard.
Okay. And which one of those guys made you a fan of basketball to start watching the game of basketball?
Well, my uncles were fans of Dr. J, so I was like first hearing about Dr. J, and then I just started loving Dr. J just from my uncles and shit. But the first player I've ever like been a fan of was like Penny.
Penny. And you know what? That's crazy. A lot of you guys are fans of Penny Hardaway.
We're seeing so much love for Penny.
Yeah, there's a lot of love for Penny, man, because again, a lot of us started watching basketball at a good comprehension level in the mid to late 90s, right? And that's when he was a baller. But a lot of these guys that we are talking about also, you know who were their favorite player? It was Magic Johnson. Guys like Penny Hardaway, all these guys that we mentioned, they would tell you that Magic Johnson was their favorite player growing up and stuff like that. So that's a great take by you. I appreciate you, Aaron. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Aaron, on the topics today? Anything at all?
Yeah, real quick. I think you took that shit. You swept Herm, because like Herm was like describing a Jordan fan to the T, bro. Like I don't understand how they can't acknowledge it. Like, you know, like, dude, Jordan fans are the ones that started the bashing. Like he Reloaded said that back in the days there wasn't no internet, right? But when I used to talk basketball with anybody in my neighborhood or my boys, we never bashed any player. All we did was talk about the good stats. But once social media was invented, you know what I'm saying? It's like a LeBron fan can't celebrate LeBron, because once they celebrate LeBron, they don't even speak Jordan. They'll say LeBron, wow, LeBron's amazing. And you got Jordan fans in the comments disrespecting, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, Ajani, I know you see me just like talk crazy talking crazy on Facebook.
You be
and shit,
talking
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
You be talking
Yo,
crazy. I be
I'm telling you right now, bro. I took so much disrespect, bro. Like, dude, I'm talking, the utmost disrespect. So it's like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna give them a taste of their own medicine, bro. Because this shit is absurd, bro. This shit is mind blowing, dude. Like, I don't even have no words for it, bro. Like, for real, dog. This shit is crazy, bro. The way they disrespect, like, they talk about my mom, my dead mom, my stepdaughter, and all that shit. It's like,
everything.
Dude, it's like that shit has
about
nothing to do with basketball, bro. Like
nothing.
I don't even hate Jordan. I hate his fans, bro.
They're not Jordan fans. They're Zesty Jeffries. Stop throwing Jordan fans in with Zesty Jeffries. If you want an example of the difference between a Zesty Jeffrey and a Jordan fan, show up to a Sunday afternoon, because we have Craig King, who is a true Jordan fan, and he's 100%. Not a Zesty Jeffrey. And then we also have Travis, who's a Kobe Bryant fan, who's 100%. Also not a Zesty Jeffrey. And then we have plenty of guys that show up, like Blue Boat, who's also a Michael Jordan guy. He's not a Zesty Jeffrey.
Exactly.
We have guys that appreciate Michael Jordan's game. When we talk about Michael Jordan in a negative light, it's because from the Zesty Jeffrey logic to have the GOAT debate, the negative and flaws of a player is necessary, because they believe that because they can ignore Jordan's flaws and his deficiencies, that means Jordan had none, when in reality all you got to do is point it out to them. And then it becomes now, oh, look at you, you're being degradeful, you're discrediting, when this is the conversation that they started. If we just stuck to what was great, like 40,000 points, they have nothing. And y'all gonna find out tomorrow when Herman and I debate about 40,000 or 10 scoring titles, on how they can't show you why 10 scoring titles is actually great enough to be in the GOAT debate. But I will prove to you why 40,000 is a part of the GOAT debate. So y'all make sure to show up to tomorrow's show. That is the Full Court Press on FYF Sports Debate, and I'll be on there. And Herm and I gonna have another debate. It's gonna be his platform. It's gonna be his situation. I have no advantages over there. I got no clips, no videos, no nothing. But I will have this. I will not lie. Y'all know I don't play no games. I will show up with this graph. This graph will be there for you there tomorrow, Herm. Just be careful, because you will see this graph tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And you might see this one as well. You might see this one. I might make another one just for fun, because I got nothing to do. It's Friday. I ain't got a job, and I ain't got shit to do. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, Aaron, man. Thank you for your great take, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Let me get Khalil in here. Shout out to you, Khalil, man. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being a part of the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. What is your take for today's topic and today's show?
Y'all can hear me pretty good?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother. Go ahead.
Salute to everybody, man. Salute to you, bro. Got an entertaining channel, bro. First time calling in. I really jumped on the panel because I heard Lamont got smoked on his, he a coach. I heard his team got smoked by that team that beat him by 50 last year. So I wanted to come up here and make fun of him.
Oh, get out of here! He did talk about that. I think he did say they were going to replay them this year.
Khalil, here's what happened. He played him again this year. He
Uh-huh.
actually they was up by double digits. But you know what
Oh
happened,
no,
Khalil? He got walked down. He got
That's
walked
bad
down.
news. I told him I was
Oh
going
my
to hit the dislike
God.
button and not subscribe from his channel if he lost. I told you,
Oh.
Lamont. No, I'm messing with Lamont, man. That's my people, bro.
Yo, that's fatty.
That's my people.
I remember him talking about that. He said that he had sleepless nights over a 50-point loss, and he talked to the coach, and he told the coach it's not going to happen this year, and I don't know when the game happens. So he lost that game even though he was up in double digits.
It was just this past Saturday, wasn't it?
That's why he likes Wemby, because he wish he had a Wemby on his team.
He did the Lakers.
No, as far as my list though, bro. Nah, y'all right about the Penny Hardaway, bro. I'm 43, born and raised in Cleveland, man. Like Penny was that dude, and a lot of us looked up to him when he came in. You know what I'm saying? So when people say that, especially people at my age or older, I understand because I got him as my one. For my two, shit, I'm gonna have to go Kobe, bro. Seeing him come in too was crazy, man. With the skill set and everything he did at a young age. Even though he wasn't getting the playing time, you could definitely see he was going to be one of them people, and he definitely did. Number three, I'm going to go probably Latrell Sprewell. I used to really rock with him, too. Four, of course, LeBron. And five, for me, would have to be Shaq, man. As dominant as he was, bro, like, Shaquille O'Neal was just... I mean, they named this dude one of the 50 greatest players ever after his third year in the NBA.
Facts.
And he was physically one of the most dominant players I had ever seen, bro. Like he was young when he took that Orlando team to the finals, when he led that team to the finals. They was all young, bro. That franchise just came in existence in what, 89? So
yeah.
for him to come in what, 92, 93 and take that team to the finals that early, just, you know, Shaq was just one of them people too. So that's my five, bro. I didn't get to see the debate. I rock with Herm, my homie. Yeah. But if he got cooked, then he just got cooked. I can't wait for him to jump on the panel so I can cook him too.
Well, Lamont just showed up. Lamont just showed up to defend his loss. To defend his loss.
I listen to your shit, bro.
See, you know what? See, I could have just as easily, right? I could have just as easily came up here and lied. I could have told y'all we won. But nah. Yeah, hey, look. I scheduled this game against the advice from other coaches. Everybody told me not to schedule it. Don't play them again. But I always go against the toughest comp, man. So I'm not tripping. I'm not trying to play cupcakes all year and not be ready. So
you know what?
It is what it is, man.
You got to show me how to play the music in the background because you needed that song of music right there with all that crying you doing, man. All that crying you doing.
Hey, I'm good with it though. I'm good with it though because we already.
I scheduled them. You scheduled them and you got your ass tore up.
Hey, but we played 2 games since then. We beat both teams by 30. We literally just played yesterday. We won 77-44.
So we ain't talking about those games you won. How much was you up when they walked you down? How much was you up when they walked you down?
We was up 10 and a half.
And what was the final score? How many did y'all lose?
That's not bad. That's only 10 points. That's
we lost 101 to 88.
Hey, that's a really good.
The momentum. I'm gonna show y'all. Look, and I'm gonna show y'all the clip when the momentum of the game shifted. Dan Marley's son played for him, and his son came down and just shitted on one of my players. It was nasty, bro.
You gotta do a film study on you and your team. LeBron and the Lakers, and break down where you messed up at and where your team messed up at and where you can be better at, so that next year you can schedule this team and beat them. Okay, Lamont?
Oh man. No, hold on. We play them again. We play them again in January.
Oh, you play them again in January? All right, we rooting for you now. We rooting for you now.
January 19th, man. We're gonna get it done.
And don't let no Zesty Jeffries give you any plays. Don't let no Zesty Jeffries give you any plays. We don't even know. We know they don't even have no plays. We know that for a fact. So that's the truth, man. Shout out to you, Khalil. See, that's what you do when you're a real content creator and you do real basketball talk. You get people like Khalil to come troll you because they like to see you talk the game of basketball, whether it's positive or negative. So this idea that we can't be we can't be critiquing players. No one says we can't critique. It's as if the critique is necessary or not. Because like Lamont breaks down LeBron James's attitude and how he plays the game of basketball, how it affects his teammates is a reality. That's not an over excessive critique of what LeBron James does on the basketball court. But to say LeBron flops every game, that's an excessive critique of LeBron James' game. To say LeBron James has no bag is an excessive critique of LeBron James's game. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about being a Zesty Jeffrey. And it's no one's fault Herm can't explain these terms that they use. Again, Zesty Jeffries use a bunch of terms that they can never explain. And I actually got a whole dictionary. I can't wait for them to explain to me what longevity stats is, what killer mentality is, what killer instinct is, what defense is, because for some reason what defense is to us, playoff translation, all of these crazy terms that Zesty Jeffries created, point of attack defender. I don't even know where they got that one from. I mean, they come up with words all the time, and then they look at you like you're supposed to know all of this stuff. I've heard them say some crazy stuff. So let me also shout out to J Mar. Thank you for becoming a GOAT James Kingdom member. Again, if you are a GOAT James Kingdom member, you can reach out to us at goatjameskingdomshow@gmail.com or goatjameskingdom@gmail.com. Either one of those emails will reach Brandon and I. You know that we are also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Discord. So you can reach us on Discord personally. We can have great conversations there. Thank you for supporting what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. Thank you so much. We can't keep telling you how much we appreciate you guys, and we're going to continue to give you guys great content, and we thank you guys. You guys have all been great. We actually got somebody else that just popped up in the background as well. Shout out to you. So we got Fudacris. Let's give Fudacris a round of applause. Thank you for joining me. What you got for today's topic, sir?
Nah, man, I just came on to check to see that little beef you have with Herm is pretty entertaining. I gotta say, it's good shit. Personally, I have MJ as the GOAT, but I respect your channel a lot. You make good points. You definitely show that most people who dog LeBron don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Sorry for the language. They don't know what they're talking about. So just respect your channel, man. Respect to Lamont, everybody doing their thing over there.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now, you know we are GOAT James Kingdom. We are just an associate of Lamont and what he does in the FYF. And shout out to all those guys in FYF. Again, there is a whole list of shows that FYF has lined up for us on a weekly basis. Friday Night Exposure is just one of them. Also, we do the GOAT James Kingdom show on Sunday afternoons, which you guys can catch us on FYF or on the GOAT James Kingdom channel. So don't be afraid to subscribe to either channel. Check out the membership for both channels. We have different perks. We set up our members very well. Here we have so many things. Like, we help our members out in creating graphs. As a perfect example, I know Casual does it on his own, but I helped Sturdy with this graph. And I also helped Ishmael with graphs before. I have plenty of members. We do our graph tutorial. We even do videos for you guys, show you how to do videos. So you can troll with the best of them. So you don't have to be like Pee Wee Herman, who don't have a laptop. And we're going to get him that laptop, everybody. But make sure to donate so we can get Pee Wee Herman his laptop, because he needs to be able to show up every Saturday night and not get exposed like he did tonight. So we had a great show tonight. It's been a fun show. Let me get first off, let me get your starting top 5 favorite players, Fudacris. What is your top 5 favorite players? It doesn't have to be great players, just guys that you like, guys that made you watch the game of basketball.
So my whole family that's from this country is from Chicago. So I got Dino's at the point. Like when I was younger, I grew up on Kobe, so Kobe's my shooting guard. Pippen, he's my third. Obviously great, hard to go wrong with him. Definitely disrespected. Power forward, Giannis. My family is Greek. It's great to see the best player in the league be Greek right now. And then at the center, Dennis Rodman. Hard to go wrong with him. Super disrespected player. Just great for not just on the court stuff, but I think culturally he's very underrated for what he provided for the entertainment value. And just as a team guy, he's fantastic.
Yeah, you got some great guys there, man. I'm surprised that a lot of you guys got Pippen in there. I know Pippen gets a lot of flack because a lot of LeBron fans love to praise Pippen, and then the Zesty Jeffries will come back and disrespect him. But he was a very liked player in the 90s. A lot of people were fond of him, especially when he came out with those flights and those Air Scottie Pippen sneakers. He kind of got popular there as well. So shout out to you, man. I appreciate you with that. Khalil, what about you? Do you got a starting 5 you would like to tell us about?
I gave it to y'all already, but I mean,
You
I'll give
did?
it to you again. Yeah, I gave
Oh, you
it
know,
to
you.
you.
I'm sorry. You did. I'm sorry. You did. You gave us Kobe. And you
Yeah,
did. You
but
did.
no,
I'm sorry.
Pippen was that dude, bro. I
Yeah, he
mean,
was.
yeah, he was a
Mhm.
popular player, but people gotta
Yes,
understand
sir.
Pippen was a top 10 player in the '90s. Like,
I can't wait to
best
get
two
my
way
five so
player.
30 can be mad.
Tell him, bro.
Oh, you
I
know
would
what? Yeah,
say
we're
he
gonna do
was
that.
the
Go ahead,
second
Khalil.
best two way player.
Uh-huh.
He was the second best two way player in the '90s behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me,
Yeah, he was. He was. No, Pippen was a beast. I remember watching games, and Pippen would always do something in the game that you'd be like, wow, Pippen. Like, it would be something subtle, whether it was a deflection of some sort, or like take a charge, or
he knew how to
pull
win.
the. Yeah, he knew how to play the game, and he understood how to be a good teammate as well. He knew when to get his guys involved. I mean, I've seen plays where Will Perdue was dunking it because Scottie Pippen made the right pass. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we all know Will Perdue wasn't going to get no regular dunk on his own. So that was a great job by you, man. Yeah, we listen, we love the game of basketball here. That's what I tell you. I'm a real fan. I'm a big-time Heat fan. I can't wait for the season to start. And because I'm a Heat fan, check this out, y'all. I get to see every team play because the Heat play every team at least twice. So even if I miss a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, I get the second game to see that. So I still get to see every team and every player from every team because I'm just watching my team play. So when you have a team and you are a fan of a team, you're probably the best basketball intellect out there because you watch the pre-games, which they break down film and do all kind of stuff for your team. Then you have the halftime show, and then you have the post-game show, which if you're like a Heat fan, you got a guy like Rothstein, Coach Rothstein. He breaks the game down for you. He helps you understand what the Heat were trying to do, where they failed at, where they were succeeding at, what they have to do. And all of that is a part of being a fan of the game. So, you know, the guys who claim to be real basketball fans, I've come to find out, which, like I said, the Zesty Jeffries are the ones who are the loudest. They never watch the games. But let's let Twin Man in here because Twin Man, you have been patient, brother. Thank you so much. Go ahead and get everybody angry with your starting five.
All right, so I just have to say this real quick before I get my five. The JDR shit, it was pure response to that bronze sexual shit. That's where JDR came from. Because, again, people would throw stones and we wouldn't say nothing. But here's my five. It's 30, you're going to be mad because I don't care. These are my favorite players. The floor general, Chris Paul. Gotta be my starting five. Gotta be my starting five. Grant Hill was just a dog. He was just a dog. Enough said. Of course, LeBron James is gonna be my three. KG at the power forward, Shaq at the five, and then I have Curry and Patrick Ewing coming off the bench, bro.
Oh, y'all doing bench players too?
We did have, yeah, it was supposed to be, again, I did this with the GOAT James Kingdom members. I reached out to some that we talk all the time. I didn't want to do my own team by myself. So what I did was I found Ishmael, Sturdy, and Casual. They were more than happy to do it because we started this on Discord. So again, follow all of us on Discord. That's where we have great conversations. Every live, actually, every FYF live, these guys go on Discord and have a live conversation as well. So follow FYF Sports Debate on Discord and also GOAT James Kingdom on Discord. And I just told these guys, hey, let's talk about your favorite players. Let's talk about being a fan, because I'm always accused of being a LeBron sexual and just being a fan of LeBron. But in reality, I'm a fan of basketball. These are the players that made me like the game of basketball. When I started watching basketball, I was 11 years old. So that was 91, 92. I was born in 81. And it was because of Larry Johnson. And I started watching the game. I started liking the game because of that. And it just grew. Eventually, I became a Heat fan because I live in Miami. So when I went to a Heat game in my early 20s, I was like, man, this is a fun experience. I want to do this and enjoy it. I want to root for the Heat. And at that time, the Hornets had just left the Charlotte. And I was like, man, I'm not going to be no New Orleans Hornets fan. And I was like, I chose that as a child. And in my adolescence, I can change my team. So I changed my team to the Miami Heat. At the time, the Heat was horrible. We didn't have a good record. We had just got Caron Butler. You know what I'm saying? We had just signed Lamar Odom to a franchise a deal. And then we had that year, we had Eddie Jones. And I was always told I looked like Brian Grant. As a matter of fact, that Heat game that Heat game that I went to, when I was leaving the stadium, some man walked up to me with his son. His son must have been like 4 or 5 years old. And he said, son, look, that's Brian Grant. And the kid looked at me. He thought I was Brian Grant. No joke, no lie. I swear for Lord. So to this day, there's probably some white kid or some white man walking around here thinking he met Brian Grant. And he met me.
You should have signed his autograph too.
I mean, like I said, it was just, again, I'm tall too, so I'm always seen no matter what. Even when I try to be incognito, people always come at
Man,
me.
I'll
That's
dunk
why
on your jam. I'll dunk on your ass, Ajani.
ain't no dunking. Ain't no dunking. You know, ain't no dunking. Don't just not get Wally up in here, because Wally said ain't no dunking. Ain't no dunking.
Listen, we are not talking peach basketball with Wally. We're not doing it.
Shout out to Wally, man. I still watch that video. Wally's the best, man. Shout out to see. Again, if you're a basketball fan, you just gotta appreciate the game of basketball. I've been a Heat fan for a very long time. I've been watching them for a very long time. Like I told y'all, this is me. This is me celebrating the Heat on Instagram. This is before I had GOAT James Kingdom. This is before I even thought about anything called GOAT James Kingdom. This is just me celebrating the Heat and being a basketball fan. Letting people know we were gonna win a championship. I've been to the parade. I've been there. I seen it. Like they said, I seen it. Y'all see the date. It says June 24th. And why does it say June 24th? Because that's where we have our parade. That's when. Biscayne in June. Y'all should know that. This is what I do. I've been doing it for years. I've been a big time fan of the game of basketball. So if you're also a Heat fan, please check me out every Monday. I'll be dropping a video talking about the Heat and their season. We'll do it every Monday where you'll get a pre-week a show about what the Heat are going to be going through, as we got a game Sunday night. So this will be up every Monday. You guys make sure to follow us right here on the GOAT James Kingdom platform, as I will be doing the Heat Hour on GOAT James Kingdom, because I'm a big time Heat fan. We do it like none other, man. We talk basketball here. But on Sundays, we do the GOAT conversation, because that's what GOAT James Kingdom is really about. It's about the GOAT debate. You're safe in the comments if you're Zesty Jeffrey. So we're going to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give you guys his last words. Thank you again for everybody that showed up. First off, let's give Pee Wee Herman a round of applause. Shout out to you, Herman. I didn't think you was going to show up, but you did. And you did give yourself a chance to explain why a fanboy is a fanboy, but all you did was explain why you're a fanboy and why you're Zesty Jeffrey, and you have to leave us alone. But you get to redeem yourself tomorrow. Make sure you catch me and Pee Wee Herman tomorrow. So, Sturdy, I'll start with you. Go ahead and get your last take in, brother, so we can get up out of here.
Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Sturdy to help it turn. Y'all shaky takes become more sturdy. Always remember, John Stockton's not a top 5 point guard, despite what they try to tell you. Jerry West is definitely a point guard. Stop letting these old heads lie to y'all. He played 10 years as a point guard. Stop letting them lie to y'all. Second thing is too, don't be a toxic fan. Rebranding and Herm was right from this standpoint. There's toxic fans in every fan base. There's guys that embrace that true term fanatic. People keep forgetting fan is a short term for fanatic, and some people emotional attachment to some of these players a little too far. So nevertheless, remember, it's just a sport. Do your come to your own conclusion based on your own research. Don't be a follower, be a critical thinker. That's pretty much it.
All right, thank you so much. You know what? I'm surprised. That is such a true statement right here. Hold on, let me look for it again. He said AI. Nobody put AI up there. As famous and popular as AI is my favorite player all time. I watched the story on CBS about his arrest in '95, which was really bogus, before his debut game at Georgetown versus the defending champion Arkansas. Then he was drafted to my Sixers. I was in heaven, man. Shout out to you. Allen Iverson is one of those favorite players as well that a lot of people love. Because again, when he came into the league, he was a dynamic player, very fantastic. Let's let Ishmael up. Go ahead, Ishmael. Give us your last take, please.
I didn't have him because he didn't practice, So
he didn't practice.
That's why I didn't have AI. I'm sorry everybody's jealous of my top 5 because, I came out there and did the criteria the right way. List your favorite players that you saw that was watching, and that I did that. Okay, you can't get jealous. You can't hate the. I win these contests because I know more basketball than y'all. That's as simple as that. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But anyway, I just say, the moral of the story is stop being the toxic fan base. I believe this more applies to Jordan and Kobe fans, if anything. I don't really see what everybody else is talking about. I don't see the content makers hating on Jordan. Jordan is irrelevant without LeBron right now. I'm just from what I see. I mean, his greatness is important in basketball. It really is, but it's just like nobody's really making money like that just hating Jordan and Kobe. I don't see that. But yeah, there are toxic fan bases. There are toxic people. Y'all got to stop being toxic. Be more objective. Like the sport, and these guys compete. That's all.
Facts. I appreciate you. All right, Twin Man, go ahead and give us your last words, brother, please.
John Stockton is a top 5 point guard. Kobe Bryant is not a top 10 player. Yes, I'm on that bullshit tonight. I'm being toxic. I'm being a fanboy. That's actually being toxic, Herm. Kind of like what you do all the time. So let's stop being petty. All right. So let's be real here. Let's be real. There's nothing wrong with being a fan of a team or a player. It's something wrong though when you literally go out of your way to make it seem like anything the player you don't like accomplishes is just irrelevant. I hate Reggie Miller. I'm a Knicks fan. I hate Reggie Miller, but I will never sit here and say he didn't contribute to the history of basketball. I can't stand Michael Jordan for what he did to my Knicks, but you can't deny greatness. You see how you can sit here and say, I'm not a fan of a player, but I'm not going to diminish a player? Y'all go out of y'all way to not just diminish this man's basketball career, but you try to diminish the man as a father. You try to diminish the man as a husband. You try to diminish the man as a person in general. And y'all go way too far to the point to where you would question someone's sexuality because they are a fan of a player or a sport. There is something mentally wrong with you. That's just real talk. There's something mentally wrong with you. My 5 was the best 5 up here. Period. I don't care what nobody say.
Whatever, New York, New York Brickerbacker. Nobody cares about you.
You the dude that you had John Starks in your top 5, bro?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
You should have. That would be more realistic than what you did say.
He's not a real Knicks fan.
You're not a real
He
Knicks
says
fan.
free will. He says free will.
You didn't not
He
one
say
Nick on your team.
Carmelo.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Yes, I did. I had Patrick Ewing, my favorite Knick player.
Who's more athletic?
He says
Patrick,
Shaq. That
who's more
dude
athletic?
says Shaq.
Oh wait, 2 minutes. Who's more athletic, Rudy Gobert or Patrick Ewing?
Rudy Gobert. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, all right, let's let Buddy Hood Sports get his last take in so we can get up out of here, man. You guys have been great, man. This has been a fun show. Go ahead, Buddy Hood Sports. Appreciate you, brother.
So yeah, man, I'm not necessarily a Heat fan, but you know what I mean? I do like Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? I've enjoyed his game for a couple of years now. Respect his hustle. I think he's a lot of people don't give him this respect, but I think he's up there with like a top 15 player somewhere up there because he's really good, man. He's had a lot more success than people are willing to admit. But either way, and that's just how I approach the game, period. You know what I'm saying? If I really wanted to build out my favorite players, I have a lot of favorite players. I have a lot of players that I like. Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard. There's just so many different players that I enjoy playing the game of basketball. I don't really get into the team thing. But either way, I just feel like I said earlier, you know what I mean? We just need to respect, show a great level of respect for the game, period. And I feel like with what LeBron has done for the game of basketball, to disrespect him or to, hate and all that shit is basically disrespecting the game itself. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same logic with Michael Jordan. I feel like, and I have Michael Jordan as the second greatest player all time. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people who disrespect Michael Jordan or try to come at Michael Jordan, try to diminish him, really don't. They're trying to diminish the game. You know what I'm saying? They're disrespecting the game. And it's the same way with Hakeem, Shaq, Kobe, all the greats, Russell, Kareem, all the greats that you can think about. The people who have paved the way for the players today and the players today that will pave the way for the players in the future, they ought to be respected. They ought to be treated with respect. And that's what lets me know. If you're a fucking hater, it's just because you're toxic, you're bitter, you're jealous, and you probably just want to be like the person you're hating on. So, you know what I mean? But, and then last thing, real quick, is that I feel like the people who use that term bronzexuals and the haters, they're the real bronzexuals. You feel me? They're the real bronzexuals.
I was waiting for somebody to say that. I was going to say that to the end. I was going to say that. They're the ones who are the ones. For them, what happens is that being a Jordan fan was cool. Being a Kobe Bryant fan, you were cool. Being a LeBron fan, because of all the stuff that's happened with the 2011 and all the stuff that happened early in his career, it was cool to hate on LeBron James. But now that pendulum has kind of swung the other way, they don't know how to respond to liking LeBron. They really want to start liking LeBron, but they spent years hating that now they're in a conundrum because in reality, they know how great LeBron James is. That's why they keep talking about him. So they're, like you said, they're the biggest LeBron sexuals. You're correct on that. They know more about LeBron James than anybody else does. That's facts.
And they gonna have to battle Savannah for his love. Y'all better calm your asses down.
Or the game of basketball,
anyways,
because LeBron still loves the game of basketball. As you can see, he's balling in year 22. Go ahead and finish this up so I can get these other two gentlemen in.
Yeah,
These guys have been great. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say peace to everybody, man. Good show, and
Thank you, sir.
hope to can't wait for more, man. Peace, everyone.
All right, I appreciate you. Thanks so much, Freddie Hood Sports. Again, that's Freddie Hood Sports. Y'all make sure to follow him and support him. Now, we got Khalil here. Khalil here just came up here to troll Lamont, so I don't know if you have any last words that you want to say. I don't know if you're a Jordan guy. Are you a Jordan guy or a LeBron guy?
No, I'm a LeBron. I told you I grew up in Cleveland, born and raised.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're a LeBron guy. All right, shout out to you. Thank you for supporting us and what we do here. Give us your last take, and it looks like Fudacris, the Jordan fan, will have the last word. But go ahead, brother. What you got for us to end this show?
To all the LeBron fans who saw LeBron James come in from day one, like I did, and understand the impact that he had on the game and how he moved the game forward with player empowerment. And like these guys watched Jordan and all of these guys in the 90s. They watched Jerry Krause and all them mess up that dynasty that they had in Chicago. And LeBron is probably the smartest athlete probably ever. I mean, he will have the Muhammad Ali effect. I'm a boxing fan. I grew up a boxing fan. So what I mean by the Muhammad Ali effect is people won't really appreciate what he did until 20, 30, 40 years from now is when you're going to really start to see the shift in momentum as far as people and what they perceive of LeBron, because he was the first to do so many things. I mean, this man got his son out there. Critique his son all you want. For him to even make that a possibility is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand the magnitude of that. Like, because they don't study nothing, they don't read. Like I said, I'm 43 years old, bro. We used to go get those Sports Illustrated magazines, and like we had to really read and understand what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So
you remember going to the newspaper the next day because you didn't get a chance to watch the games for you to find out what happened, right? Exactly.
You had to really read them. My dad, he kept the papers and stuff. Like you had to really understand the game, and like these kids don't understand that today. And with LeBron, people won't really see what he did until he's completely out and his wave is all gone, and then people gonna see like what he did, because you would never see that. Like you would never see what he did ever again. To flagship the NBA for as long as he did at 22 years in, this dude is still the most popular player. How many primetime games do the Lakers have this year?
Oh, like a dozen. Yeah,
more than everybody else.
Yeah, they're the highest rated. If it's not the Warriors, it's the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Basically,
I think the Lakers got the most games this year as far as.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, they have the most prime times. Yeah.
Are the Lakers title favorite this year?
Nah, they're not.
No. So for them to have that many primetime games and
because of the
GOAT. Title contender.
It's all because of the GOAT.
LeBron James.
The GOAT, exactly. And his son on top of that. Like you said, he created himself. He created his own teammate.
You see what he did. He was able to put these teams together that he wanted to play with his friends. Like, all of that stuff matters at the end of the day. And once he's gone, bro, people gonna really see, like, damn, like, this dude was really that dude for real. Like, so to the real LeBron fans, stop arguing with these Jordan fans, these Kobe and whoever else. Because no matter what you say, how much logic you have, they don't care. Their sole mission is to just not like him. And it go beyond basketball. I went to that game when he left, because you said you were a Miami Heat fan. I was at the game when he left to go to Miami, that first game back in Cleveland. I was at that game, and that really let me see, like, this is beyond basketball. The hatred that this man has is way beyond basketball.
So you was there that game with the Twitter
I was
stuff,
there.
all of
I
that.
went to a lot of them games, bro. I was there.
Wow.
I was downtown when he made the decision, and people was out there burning his jerseys up. I was out there for all that, bro. I worked downtown.
Wow, that's rough. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Somebody asked me about my LeBron Heat jersey. I was looking through some old photos. I actually have an old LeBron Heat jersey. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it, and when he left Miami to go back to Cleveland for that 1 year, I hated LeBron James. I was like, he's such a bitch. You know what I mean? I was really upset that he left. I was like, why would you
I
leave?
wasn't though, and me being a diehard Cavs fan, bro, I'm not mad at that because there's rules in place. The Ted Stepien rule prohibits teams from trading away their first round draft picks. That's from Cleveland. Like, the organization was messed up from the gate. LeBron came into a messed up organization. The Art Gun and all them messed it all up in the 90s. And then Dan Gilbert come in there and he maintained the status quo. He was just satisfied with getting to the finals. That's a lot of money for him. I mean, this
or
is
just
a guy
making the
that
playoffs. Or just making the playoffs.
That's a lot of money
making a
for
deep
him.
playoff run. Yeah, exactly.
You selling out the stadium every single night. Like, you own the
merchandise
casino that's out there. So, like, he playing Monopoly with the city of Cleveland. And it was nothing being done as far as building around a generational talent. So I understand LeBron's, even when he made it, I understood it. I knew he was going to go to Miami. But that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. But that's the thing about being a fan, right? And that's why I was saying about how it's not a bad thing. It's not bad for the Cleveland Cavaliers fans to be upset at LeBron. They kind of had a reason to be upset. Was it overboard? Yeah, it was overboard. But did they have a right to be upset? Yeah, because you're a fan. You root for these teams. You know what I'm saying? You have a vested interest. That's why this whole idea of not being a fan is somehow good for sports is retarded. That's the point of being a sports fan. It's to be a fan. It's to have those biases. But you have to know your biases. A perfect example. I thought my Miami Heat were going to win the finals last year. Swear, you could have asked me every day of the week. We were down 0-3. We still going to beat Boston. But it's not until we lose that I take my fandom or my biases away. Then I look at the scope and say, okay, well, Boston's just the best team. They're going to win it. But before that, I'm a Heat fan. I'm gonna root for my team to the end, to the fat lady sings. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. It's okay to be a fan. The problem is that you have to learn where your fandom line draws at, so that when you want to have an objective conversation, you can. You see what I'm saying? You're never gonna have a conversation with me about the Heat where I can't be objective. I choose not to be, but if we can, I can do it with you. I'll be real with you. I'll be real about Jimmy Butler probably doesn't deserve that extension. But as a Heat fan, I want him to have the extension. You see what I'm trying to say?
Well, yeah, man, he led y'all to 2 finals with a bunch of, like, D-League players, bro. Like, the run he made, like, okay, you had luck involved. Yeah, it's luck involved when you make a championship run, but them teams he took to the finals didn't belong in the finals. They didn't belong there. And I've seen him do it twice.
Here's a perfect example here. He's asking me what made me stop hating on LeBron. The fact that I can't be a Heat fan forever. So I can't hold a grudge against LeBron because he left Miami Heat to go back to Cleveland to win a championship, and the next year he was in the finals. Once he took the Cleveland Cavaliers to the finals in 2015, I said, man, I can't hate on this man. I'm not about to spend my life hating on this. This dude is great.
Look at what people do, though, Ajani. People call the Cavs a super team. Well, you got a young Kyrie who 21, 22 years old.
Never made the playoffs.
Really done nothing in the NBA. Was a draft pick. The Cavs, we was drafting first round picks every time. That's how we acquired Wiggins and Anthony Bennett and all these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin Love was getting a lot of stats in Minnesota, but never went to the playoffs.
Listen, I used to work at a casino, and I used to put on the Heat games for people to watch the Heat games. Like I told you, I was a big time Heat fan. This is me celebrating the Heat in 2013. So I used to watch the Heat. So when 2015 came around, I'm still in the casino working. And guess what games I got to put on? Not the Miami Heat, because we didn't make the playoffs in 2015. I was putting on Cleveland Cavalier games because the Cleveland Cavaliers were making a run for the finals. Nobody thought anything of the Warriors. Everybody was paying attention to the Cleveland Cavaliers that year. They wanted to see how far LeBron James was going to go. And he ended up sweeping his way all the way to the finals. And when he got to the finals and then they were up 2-1, I remember people in the crowd when I was working at the casino was like, man, this is some bullshit. The Cavs about to win. I said, man, y'all can't hate that. That's greatness. We were just celebrating that 2 years ago. That's who he is. That's why we were so happy to have this guy. That's what he does. That's how great he is. He can go to another team and they instantly are title contenders. No matter who you put on the roster. Doesn't make no sense. So,
I mean, the man won in every jersey he ever wore, bro. That's what's so funny about it, fam. Is they say he played on all these stacked rosters and super teams, but you see people like Kevin Durant and James Harden, and look at all these other players that play with more talent. Like, look at Durant, bro. He played with all of the best point guards except for Luka. Yeah, like, you done played with a prime Curry, a prime James Harden, a prime Kyrie Irving. Now you got a prime Devin Booker, a prime damn Bradley Beal. Like this dude that had a boatload of talent he done played with, and only got rings in one stop, and that was the Golden State stop with Curry and all them. Already put together super team.
Yeah. So you guys asking me here, hey Johnny, were you ever a Jordan fan? No, I was never a Jordan fan. One, for instance, because when I started watching basketball, I lived in Miami. Didn't really get a chance to watch Chicago Bull games, only during the playoffs. At that time, I was too young to really understand how Jordan was great. They were just the Bulls. They were winning championships. When he retired, I'm a little bit older. I understand basketball. When he came back, I didn't understand the big hoopla about Michael Jordan. I'm like, yo, this man retired. He came back. Why y'all like that? You know, we had Penny Hardaway, Shaq. There were so many great players in the league, and I kind of hated on Jordan for his first three-peat. But then when he won that final championship and he hit that shot, I was like, damn, I know Jordan. I was like, damn, I shouldn't even been hating on Jordan like this. I felt bad afterwards because I was like, damn, I just missed out 3 years of greatness because I wanted to hate on somebody just for hating on them. So that was something that I kind of realized growing up as an adult. I said I would never do that to myself again. I'm going to appreciate greatness. I'm not going to just fall into this trap of just hating somebody to just hate them for no reason. And I really didn't have a reason to hate Jordan other than the fact that I didn't like wearing Michael Jordan sneakers because I couldn't afford them. So I thought that if you thought you were cool because you wear a pair of J's, I thought you had some insecurities. Because in my mind, I can wear a pair of Reeboks and still be cool. I didn't need Jordans to be cool. So that was why I didn't like. There was a lot of fake Jordan fans. So I think they were the ones who kind of helped me not like Jordan. But again, after the championship, when he won his last championship and he retired, I considered him the GOAT. He was the greatest player ever. I didn't hate on Michael Jordan at all. When he came back in the Wizards, had no issues with him at all. I went and watched him play when he came back with the Wizards. He came to Miami. When they retired his jersey, I was there. I remember that game. I was there wearing a Caron Butler jersey.
That's wild. Hey, whoever had Rashard Lewis in their top five, that was nasty too.
That was A-Sturdy. Don't get A-Sturdy started. Let's let Fuda Chris, go ahead and get the last take, brother. You're the Jordan fan, so you get the last take, man. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. As you can see, this is GOAT James Kingdom. We allow people to express themselves. Doesn't matter what kind of fan you are, as long as you know how to talk the game and stand 10 toes down. So go ahead, Fuda Chris, give us your last take so we can get up out of here.
Yeah, no matter who you have as the GOAT or whatever, all these guys have contributed to society in a positive manner, whether it's inspiring kids, whether it's through donations and stuff like that. Really, they've done a lot of great stuff for not just basketball, but society as a whole. So no matter who you got, just be positive. You probably would have went to a Diddy party in the 90s if you got invited to see some titties. So I don't know why people...
You would have went to a Diddy party 5 years ago. Don't do that. You went to a Diddy party 5 years ago. There was nothing wrong with Diddy. Just last year, Diddy was all right.
If there's going to be some titties, I can't complain.
I seen Diddy with some lip gloss on in the 90s. I would never go to a Diddy party. That's a wrap.
Yo, you're about my age. I'm 43. You're 43, Khalil. You do remember the gay rapper, the anonymous gay rapper?
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
They were talking. I didn't realize they were talking about Puffy. That's so funny. They were talking about Puffy. That is so hilarious, man. Listen, again, if you're a fan of basketball, you know Michael Jordan's great. You know Kobe Bryant's great. Even though we got footage of Kobe Bryant at a Diddy party, right? It doesn't matter. None of this makes you a great basketball player or not. What makes you a great basketball player is what you do every time you step on the basketball court. And we know Kobe Bryant's great. We know Michael Jordan's great. We also know LeBron's great. The problem is that we have a bunch of people out here who validate their lives off of being one of these other fans that we're talking about. And that's the problem. You can't validate your life on basketball or these guys. These guys are millionaires. They have, in fact, Kobe's estates right now is a billionaire estate, if I'm correct, after his death. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant and Gigi. But at the end of the day, man, being a fan of any one of these guys is not a problem with us here in GOAT James Kingdom. If you're a fan of these guys, that means you're a fan of greatness. And if you're a fan of greatness, that means you're going to be a fan of LeBron, Kobe, and Michael Jordan. And you're going to be appreciative to all the eras, including this era. You guys hear us talk about all these other eras in the positive and in a good light, and in a negative light, because that's what we are. We're fans. We could talk about the game like none other. So I want to thank you guys for showing up. Somebody did ask, did Pee Wee Herman show up for his debate? Yes, Pee Wee Herman did show up for the debate. If you want to hear the debate, go to about the 45-minute mark of the show, and you will see the debate. Okay, it's a real quick debate, It was 2 rounds at 3 minutes, and the last round was 5 minutes, so it's about a half an hour debate. Very good debate between Herm and I. We're also going to have a repeat debate tomorrow on another topics, and we're going to have a great show. So make sure you guys follow the Full Court Press and follow us here in FYF and GOAT James Kingdom. So again, gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for showing up. I'll let you guys go one by one. You guys have been great. It's been a wonderful show. I showed you guys about what I do. I'm a big-time Heat fan, like I told you. I like the Heat. So what I do is I will have the Heat Hour. The Heat Hour is where I will basically spend an hour of my time and I will record some information about the Miami Heat's week. Next week, we have, I think, about 2 preseason games before we get the season underway, which is on the 23rd for the Miami Heat fans. Also, I'm going to be reporting on the unveiling of the statue for Dwayne Wade. So that's going to be a great thing coming along. Also, they're retiring Dwayne Wade's jersey on the 28th of this year. Of this month. So I'm going to try to get tickets to that game and give you guys footages and exclusive material based on that. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so that you know that the Monday Heat Hour will be available to you, because that's what we do best. But today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we did have a debate. It was Pee Wee Herman versus Ajani. We talked about what is a fanboy, and we wanted to explain. We wanted Herm to let us understand what a fanboy is, because y'all know y'all heard that if you follow Herm on these YouTube streets, you'll hear him say, I cook fanboys. He loved to say LeBron James fans are fanboys. Well, he had to prove that today. And he didn't really do a good job of doing that because he got swept, as the judges said that I won the debate. But you can go back and listen to the debate yourself, and you can choose who won the debate. But before you go back and go look at that, please, ladies and gentlemen, we need to have a donation set up because we need to get Herm a laptop. Because Herm has been using his phone. It's not working well with his phone. He's an Android guy. He needs to step up to a laptop. So what we're going to give you now, ladies and gentlemen, is Herm giving you a dancing performance so that you can donate to FYF Cash App.
What's your name, kid?
Pee Wee Herman.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you donate to FYF Cash App, or we're going to get you that laptop, Pee Wee Herman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the GOAT James Kingdom Show. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. We go live every Sunday noon with the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B-League and Ajani. We are official Clutch Sports hitmen. We attack Zesty Jeffries at every turn. We spin the block on y'all. Whatever it is that you see a Zesty Jeffrey running around, you're going to find a scar on their body because of GOAT James Kingdom. They are running around here actually coming together. They're clicking up now. Before, Zesty Jeffries didn't take one for the team. They were just as selfish as Michael Jordan is on a basketball court. But now that they found out GOAT James Kingdom exists, they're actually clicking up together and trying to be a team. They're even trying to round up a coach, a Phil Jackson coach, which is probably, what's his name, Dart from Michael Jordan fans are the worst page. Because as you can see here, whenever they encounter us, they got to come together because they know what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom is serious. We don't play no games. So y'all make sure to check us out every Sunday noon for the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B-Lee and Ajani. Y'all also check out all the perks of becoming a GOAT James Kingdom member. We do big things for our members. You got access to shirts, you have access to hats, you have access to graphs, you have access to videos, special content. We do posters, we have special everything, exclusive material for all our GOAT James Kingdom member. It doesn't cost much to support what we do here. It's $4.99. You spend more on a Whopper and a Big Mac than you would here on GOAT James Kingdom. And we want to thank all of our members and all of our supporters. But y'all know who I am. I'm Ajani the Exposer. I do this every Friday night. I go live 9 p.m. for one-on-ones. And I open up the panel so that we can have a great conversation about the game of basketball and the topic at hand. And today's topic, we brought up the starting 5 favorite players of all time. I gave everybody my favorite starting 5 of all time, which you can see here. I also had the grace to be blessed with Sturdy's top 5, and shout out to Sturdy and everybody that supports what Sturdy does on the crossover and all the things that he does with FYF. We also had Casual give us his starting 5. Shout out to Casual. Y'all make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the Casual's channel and also Vanity Sports. They go live every Sunday, 7 p.m. and they talk to basketball. There's some good young dudes that were born in the late 90s and early 2000s and talk the game like none other. Shout out to Ishmael, who's also a GOAT James Kingdom member. He cheated, but this was his starting 5, and he did a great job with his starting 5. So that was today's topic, and obviously we had Pee Wee Herman get exposed for always talking crap about GOAT James Kingdom. We told him he should have shut his mouth. He didn't want to shut his mouth. So now he's officially exposed by the exposer.
What's your name, kid?
Pee Wee Herman.
So what's today's secret word, Cocky?
Today's secret word is
exposed.
now. You all remember what to do whenever
Anyone says a secret word, right?
Scream!
Right!
For the rest of the day,
Whenever anyone says a secret word, scream real loud! Ready?
Pee Wee Herman, you have now been exposed by the exposer.
you shouldn't have been talking shit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great show. It's been very fun to have y'all on. Thank you again for joining me. This has been another Friday night exposure with the exposer. Peace and blessings.
If you're a basketball fan and you're tired of basketball shows that talk about fake narratives and using non-basketball terms like killer instinct, playoff translation, gravity, come to GOAT James Kingdom.